Good evening, everybody. I'm starting a little late tonight. We were outside playing with the kids, and they were having a good time, so we let them stay up a little late. Um, anyway, like I said, they were having a great time, so we just lost track of time. So that's why I'm starting late. Randy, Alan, how we doing? All right, I'm going to go ahead and send out links to all my regular compadres that usually come in here. All right, the links have been sent out. We got Randy, Alan, Michael, Lewis. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming in. What's up, Michael? I just sent the links out, buddy. There he is.
Hey, what's going on there, John?
Oh, not much. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good.
No calls for me today, Michael. Rafa, what's up? I hope I said your name right.
Yeah, I went out scouting for turkey today.
Oh, you can have that, man. I hate to. I love to hunt. I cannot stand the turkey hunt.
Going fishing in the morning.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, there's this little lake down here in called Kernersville Lake, and they stocked it for the first time with trout.
Oh yeah,
And my buddy was there 30 minutes. He limited out.
nice.
Okay, where's everybody else?
I don't know. I sent the links out, and I sent everybody a. I sent all the guys in our text. I sent them a text. Well, yeah, you should. Yeah, I think you saw it.
Yeah. Chance said okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in here in a minute. You had a busy week this week?
I sure did. I'll
Yeah,
tell
I
you.
did too.
It seemed like every time I turn around, I was fixing a refrigerator.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Joe?
What's up, John? What's up, Mike?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how do I see the chat at the same time we're talking on here?
Are you on your phone?
No, desktop.
You can you do split screen?
I guess so.
You know?
I have a Mac. I have a Mac. I don't know.
Oh, you have a Mac? Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do split screen. I can't remember how to do it though. I'll have to Google it.
Okay.
Just minimize this window where you can resize it and then open up another.
Yeah,
Box
there's
to keep
Chance.
it.
What up, Chance?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Chance?
Not much.
How you guys doing?
I think that's what I was trying to do, Mike. Before I was just trying to prevent having two windows open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's about the only way you can do it.
That's about the only way you can do it unless you take out your phone.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I'll do that then.
All right.
I'll
Well, look,
just-
you want me to email you the link so you can see the chat?
Oh yeah. Okay. Why not?
All right, hold on. I'll email you the link.
All right.
Chance, what you been into today, buddy?
Ran service call this morning and been working on my little office I've been putting in my barn. Doing mudding, taping, or like just mudding. No more taping.
No, I'm about to send it right now. Just make sure you mute it,
Okay.
so we don't hear it in the background.
Yeah. I think
All
that's what I did last
All right.
time.
I just emailed it to you.
All right, thanks.
No problem.
Don't you just love that drywall work, Chance?
I hate it. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, Matt, I've ate there several times, man. It's all right. What's up, Isaiah? I sent you a link if you want to come in.
Hey there, Isaiah.
Did we lose Joe?
Looks like it.
There he is. He's back.
There he is. Oh, he's gone again. What's up, Nick?
I wonder where Mr. Ken's at. He hasn't been in the chat all.
No, I know he hasn't been texting or anything.
You guys might scare him away.
Don't mind me, guys. Don't mind.
Hey, can you see the chat?
No. When I did the link, it just another one showed up. I don't know.
Hey, what was with your cell phone? Why couldn't he be in the regular?
I have no idea, dude. We couldn't figure it out. Joe's not very tech savvy.
No, exactly.
He's good boilers
Dude,
though.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Dude,
I
I
appreciate
just emailed you the link to
I
the live video that we're on so that you can read the chat.
Okay, I'll try that again.
But try it on your phone.
Oh, okay. So I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
Dude.
Therefore, there's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh well, he is from Canada.
Hey.
Fucking hoser.
Jeez.
All right, so go to your email on your phone and click the link,
Yeah, I got it right now.
and then mute it. Not yourself. Mute the phone.
Yeah. I'll be done. Okay.
So
Hey,
Adam's
I
taking this
hear-
kid to.
I hear the
Yeah.
video.
Okay, let me mute it. Hold on.
All right, I'm sorry, Chance. Go
I
ahead.
was saying Adam took his kids to a concert tonight.
I think so. Something like that.
How the fuck do I mute it?
Just turn the volume down.
Turn the volume down on your phone.
Oh, okay.
Joe, what are we gonna do with you, man? How in the hell do you do HVAC?
I know, right? Okay. Okay, I'm good.
What's up, Jason?
All right.
And this guy works on ACs, man. He
I
works on heat
know.
pumps and
I
shit.
know.
I know. Tell me about it.
We hope your boss ain't watching, man.
No. It's okay. He appreciates all the stuff I do for him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Looks like probably Monday or Tuesday I'll start on the HVAC crew.
Well, I was wondering when that was going to happen because you've been sending
Yeah.
pictures all week of refrigeration.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big process, man. When it's with the state, it's got to go through and be approved, and but he got everything approved, everything signed.
Yeah.
So I'm about to piss off my current boss probably Monday or Tuesday.
What's up, David?
Honestly, man, I mean, to be completely honest, I don't know how in the hell these guys ever got anything fixed before I came there.
Yeah,
Is it
just a little pinch, Jason.
almost sounds like a city job.
Well, it's a county job. Well, I actually work for the state, but I
Oh.
work for a county school system.
Oh, go figure. That's why. They get comfortable and don't want to do nothing.
It's more like don't know how to do nothing.
Or that.
Yeah.
I hope Mr. Ken's okay.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, he hasn't been in the chat. I haven't seen hide or hair of him.
I don't think he ever sent one thing in the chat, did he?
I don't think so.
When we first opened it, he did.
Yeah.
That was it. And he's still in it.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's still listed under the chat. So
Does anybody else out there want to come in?
Yeah, I was going to say, invite someone.
Yeah.
They may not know they can come in.
Yeah, guys that are in the chat, you can come in here. Just let me know if it, just say something in the chat like I want to come in.
Hey, what about that guy that lives down by you, John, that was coming in the chats every once in a while?
Yeah, he comes in every once in a while. But he just wrote in the chat and said he's out of town tonight at a wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joel?
No,
Oh.
well, I think Joel's at a wedding too, but they're talking about a guy named Matt that lives in Louisiana.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Matt. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, everybody had shit to do this weekend for some reason. I mean,
Yeah.
we're the only ones that don't have a life, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we were
I
sitting
got 3 kids. I don't have a life anymore.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, we were outside with the kids, and it was a real nice breezy night, and we were just letting them play, man. They were having a good time, and I told my wife, said, let's just let them stay up a little while. And then I realized, I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to do my hangout tonight. And she's like, well, what time is it? I said, shit, I don't know. I said, oh, I'll just have to be late. And right when we came in, it was like I had a message from y'all, and it was like 9:30 something. I said, oh, well, it's not as late. I thought it was like 10 something already. So we had to give them a bath because your kids played good and hard when their face is all dusty and shit,
Yeah.
So we gave them a bath and shit, and they both conked out. So they played hard.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we had snow here this morning.
Holy shit.
You know what?
It was cold this morning, and then it warmed up a little bit to about 45 today, but it was cold today.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
man.
I got the AC on right now. There's Mr. Ken.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
How you
What's
doing,
going
man?
on,
We were
Ken?
worried about you. We hadn't seen you talking in the chat or nothing on the phone.
No, I've had this has been a bad week. I had a remodel. I had 3 windows that were leaking and rotted out. The wooden was leaking downstairs. I had to rip it all out and reframe it and put it back together.
Oh, okay. You got your shine?
Yeah, I do. Ain't been in it yet, but I got it.
How you doing, Alberto? Anybody else a nerd like me and excited for WrestleMania in a couple weeks?
I'm excited.
Do what?
I'm excited, but I won't order it. That's all.
You don't have the WWE Network, man?
Yeah, no.
Chance? WrestleMania?
No, I would love to go one day. That'd be awesome.
Oh, sure.
I had an opportunity to go to the last one in New Orleans, but I couldn't make it.
Oh, that'll be wild.
Oh, next time they go to New Orleans, I'm coming. Or I'm going, I should say.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have the WWE Network?
No. Well, we have it, but I don't pay for it. That's all.
That means you don't have it.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought you were saying if Canada has that or something.
Okay, y'all know if y'all subscribe, you get the first month free, and guess what? It's
Yeah.
WrestleMania month.
Yeah.
And then cancel it.
I was thinking of
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. I'm a nerd. I've been a wrestling fan since I'm a kid, obviously, with the Stone Cold intro on my videos, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not nearly a fan like I was back then. I don't even watch it every week. I just kind of watch the highlights on YouTube so I know what's going on. And I usually watch the pay-per-views. So, I don't know. I guess it's just something that never grows out of you.
Yeah.
I used to be into WCW years ago.
Oh, God, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Oh.
Goldberg
Dude.
was the man. Booker T.
No. Stone Cold was the man. The only reason Goldberg was the man was because he never got his ass whipped by Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWF all the way.
I met the Macho Man one time,
Yeah.
and he was awesome, man. He was a really good guy.
Seems like he's still awesome.
He's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not-
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Are you sure that y'all have wrestling in Canada?
Yeah,
I guess
he
that
just
video I
updated.
seen on YouTube was an old one.
And put it to you like this: he's very chill.
Yeah.
He's chill.
You guys ever remember Hacksaw Duggan?
Oh hell
Yes,
yeah!
he used to live he had a house. Now I don't think it was his main house, but he had a house in Pineville, Louisiana, that my dad put a York system in for him.
He was
Yep.
he was in my graduating class.
No
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, well, he had. I think he still has a house in Pineville, Louisiana, and years ago, my dad put a New York system in. Yep.
Yeah, Roddy Piper and $1 Million Man.
Yeah, well, I remember Ted DiBiase when I got into it. That's when Stone Cold first came into the WWE. He was called, or WWF back then. He was called the Ringmaster, and Ted DiBiase was his manager, and he was the $1 Million champion.
Yeah, he had the long hair then, didn't he?
No. He had the short blonde hair. He had the long blonde hair in WCW when he was with Brian Pillman. They were called the Hollywood Blondes.
Let's try this. How many of you know Hans Smith?
Ooh, I don't know that one.
He was pretty hot when I was like 10.
Okay.
Now, I'm buddies with Ricky Morton from Rock and Roll Express. You remember them?
Yeah, I remember the Rock and Roll Express.
I'm buddies with Ricky Morton, man. We partied hard.
No shit.
It's been several years ago now, but I haven't talked to him about 2 years. But yeah, we're friends. I mean, he's a pretty awesome guy. He loves cocaine, but he's an awesome guy.
How do you think he takes all them ass whoopings?
It's a rich man's drug, right?
Oh yeah.
Randy, Jake the Snake. I remember him. See, I know everything about Stone Cold. You can ask me anything about Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I know it. Jake the Snake. That was, y'all remember when Austin gave the iconic when Austin 316 started? That speech he gave. Well, he had beat Jake the Snake right before he gave that speech.
Dude, those were the days. I wish go back to wrestling when it was Stone Cold back in his heyday.
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh my God, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Who was the guy with the Undertaker? What was that guy's name?
Paul Bear.
Mankind?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Paul Bear.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we actually have a question in the chat that has to do with HVAC.
No, we're not interested. We're talking about wrestling right now.
Holy shit, Keith is friends with Braun Strowman. Damn.
Oh, nice.
That guy's a monster.
Yeah, he's huge, man.
Jeez. Is he fighting in WrestleMania?
Yeah, I don't think Braun Strowman's going to be in the WWE much longer because they're not doing anything with him.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith, get the scoop on that for me, man. Or get me some tickets and a backstage pass.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
So how was everybody's week?
Good, busy.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty busy till Thursday and Friday. Decided to rain a lot.
It's raining here right now.
Chance, where you from again?
Alabama.
Missouri.
Fuck, your weather's sounding like ours down here. It's like wet snowing right now. It was raining the other day as well.
Yeah, we were like 70 degrees Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday got pretty chilly and rainy, and then this day I woke up, it was like I had a service call first thing this morning. It was like 32.
Yeah,
and snowing.
Yeah,
it didn't stick or nothing, but
no.
We had 70 yesterday and today, and tomorrow Monday it's going to be 35.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're supposed to warm up next couple of days in the 60s.
Yeah, same. Thank God.
Yeah, this winter's been like never-ending winter.
Yeah.
Hey, John, can I post links in the chat?
Yeah, it might make me it'll probably ask me to approve it, but yeah, go ahead, I'll approve it.
Okay, for the person that had a question about what's the purpose of finding subcooling, there's a really good article right there that it really explains a lot. If it'll come up. It does.
We appreciate that, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike is the resident genius.
Yeah.
So how was your first week at the new job, John?
It was good. It was busy.
Yeah, like the other company, this doesn't hold a candle to this company.
No. It's
This company is so much better in every way.
Yeah.
How often do you have to work on call and weekends, John?
That's pretty crazy, man, the way they do it. On call hasn't even started yet. They started on May 1st and it runs through September, and then they shut it down until May again.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
No
No.
more,
I-
no more working Christmas Day.
I like it. Hey, I'm not an HVAC tech. I'm just looking for, what are you looking for a second opinion on? Did Joel say he was at a wedding?
He said he was with his wife in Nashville.
He said he's somewhere in Nashville with his
Oh,
wife.
yeah.
Is he looking for a job or got one or what's?
Well, he's
what's
still
he
in the,
doing?
he's still in the military.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
thought he was out now.
I don't think he's out yet.
I saw what's his name had his show tonight instead of tomorrow night. One
Oh
that's still
yeah,
going on.
shit talk. I mean, shop talk.
Yeah. You know, I tune in every once in a while, but I'm just not a big fan of it. It's pretty cool what they do,
Oh yeah.
bringing in those videos and how he.
And if
brings
somebody's
all that in, but-
and if somebody's watching, that's a big fan of theirs, or if the people that are affiliated with it, that it was a joke. What I just did, don't get your panties in a bunch. It was just a joke. No, it is. I mean, what he does. I mean, I don't have time for that shit. I mean,
He puts a lot of work into give
Oh,
him
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I couldn't make a living like that.
Yeah, that's crazy that because he's not out in the field at all anymore, right? He's just doing that.
No, but I don't know, man. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I just got a feeling there's got to be another income coming from somewhere,
Yeah,
because I don't know.
that'd be tough.
Yeah.
There's a person there asking about American Standard. Ain't that like one of your favorite
Where
sisters?
is my chat not moving? What the hell?
That Olivia Disney?
Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah, we're a ream dealer, like really big, but we're actually flirting with becoming we actually did just become an American Standard dealer, but we haven't moved any yet. American Standard's fine. Olivia.
He said
4,697 square feet. I hope they're putting more than one system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no kidding, right?
That's a big ass house.
Yeah.
Do you live in Disney World or something? I mean, I noticed the name. That's why I'm asking.
Andrew, not necessarily, man. Because our American Standard pricing that we got, they almost beat Ream. They're pretty damn close.
It just depends.
Yeah, and they want us really. It depends who your distributor is.
Yeah,
and hold on a second, Candace, fill my cup up.
depends on how much you really want to beat them down on pricing too, and how much they're willing to go down.
They want us bad, so they're doing whatever they got to do to match our Ream pricing. We're not going to stop selling Ream, but we do a lot of new construction. I just think that we're going to offer American Standard also.
How many trucks this new company got, John?
We're small, which I like. Let's see. Let me think here.
John, I don't want to cut you off, but I finally hear Ken. I haven't heard him in so long.
Dude, you got issues, man. Six,
Fun.
five or six, Ken.
All right, I got to go now
Why you got to go?
because he can hear me.
I knew
it. five or six trucks, Ken.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Enough you're not catching all the crap.
Yep. 2 heat pumps. Yeah, I mean, I would go with a heat pump. Olivia, American Standard's good stuff. The installation is more critical than the equipment. As long as they do a good job. Ask around to friends. Who if they used had good luck with. That would be my best advice.
Yeah, I mean, if the budget is the problem, then go with a lesser expensive equipment.
Don't buy Goodman. Don't buy Goodman. Sorry, Adam.
Here's the thing, though. Like, the price difference between Goodman and a Train complete system, it's not that big of a difference. I mean, for the homeowner. Now, as us as a dealer,
you guys have Keep Right down there?
buying a couple hundred, but
no, we don't have no Keep Right, but that's nothing but an ICP brand. But yeah, Olivia, like Salvador said, installation is key. Brand. I used to knock a bunch of brands, but American Standard is a great piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Goodman because of the trouble that I had with it when I sold it. Goodman and Amana, and I would stay away from Goodman and Amana and Nordyne. That would be the only pieces of equipment I would say. Anything made by Nordyne, which is Frigidaire, Tappan, Westinghouse, Braun, Air Temp, and a few others I can't think of. I would stay away from that. Stay away from Daikin, Goodman, Amana. I mean, other than that, you should be fine.
Yeah, Nordyne is definitely junk. I don't mind. Goodman, Amana,
right.
Whatever. They're way better than Daikin, or not Daikin, but Nordyne.
Absolutely, I would take a Goodman product over a Nordyne any day of the week. You talk about brand and stuff. It really doesn't matter, but except Nordyne. Nordyne is just horrible. Yeah,
they really are.
Yeah, like Brad said to Olivia, Ream and Root is top-notch equipment right now too. They really are. They always have been. Ream and Root's always been a good piece of equipment.
But like you said, I mean, with a really good installation, you can take a cheap piece of equipment and perform very well.
Oh yeah.
And it's so funny, like, what people call good brands and bad brands. It really depends on what area you're in too. Because like around here, like Linux is the shit around here. Like everyone loves Linux.
Right.
But other places people badmouth Linux and whatever. But
and that ink pen ain't going to write.
And Olivia, stay away from anything with a micro channel coil, which would be Nordyne, and York products have micro channels as well, but they do make products without micro channels. So,
Well, John, you were with them when they did micro channel, right? When they switched over.
Yeah.
What's their big reasoning behind micro channel? What's so good about it?
That's the only way they can get the SEER rating.
Cheaper.
It's what?
It's the only way they can get a SEER rating where it needs to be.
Well, York's thing with it was, it was cheaper to produce. It created a smaller footprint on the condenser, and it held less refrigerant.
Hey, Brad, they're all good until they break.
Yeah, exactly. I love Linux equipment. I think they're simple.
If Linux has fixed their evaporator issues, it's not a bad piece of equipment.
Yeah, I don't ever have a problem with them.
But if they didn't break, we wouldn't have a job.
Right.
Right. You said size with their condensing units. I've seen some of the new ones out. They look pretty good size. I mean, at least compared to like.
Yeah, but that's because those are tube and fin. See, now York and Luxair, when you go to the distributor, you can tell them, I don't want a microchannel. You give me a tube and fin condenser. Because of the issues.
Yeah, because I was talking to the York guy last year, and he was their service guy for the York distributor here, and he was kind of complaining to me about their units too. Yeah. And he was like, he said, it doesn't matter if it's a 5-foot line set or 25-foot line set. He's like, you're going to have to add Freon to that brand new unit. Yeah. Because they don't hold enough.
Oh yeah. And if you ever got to make a repair inside with a microchannel, you cannot pump it down.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You know, guys, I've been talking about starting up my channel, YouTube channel. Okay. I mean, I have a few videos I've just been setting on and stuff like that. Well, remember when I said I was going to school and my wife called this my porn?
Right.
That I watch my porn. So I'm going to name my channel HVAC Porn. And we're going to get down and dirty with all these bitches.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why you keep sending all the videos you do.
Yeah, I'm setting on a few videos now, but I'm getting ready to make that one on Stay Bright 8. So
Yeah, that'd be good because I kind of looked online. I couldn't really see a whole lot on that.
there's a few, but I mean, people, like I said, I preach it every week. People are really underinformed about when it comes to that. That stuff is amazing. It works so well. And it's simple. Instead of dragging those damn torches up on a roof, you can take a MAP gas torch and a little roll of Stay Bright 8 in your pocket.
Yeah.
I found the biggest thing with that is you got to have a clean pipe. You clean that pipe,
Yep.
you ain't got no problem.
Yep, clean pipe and use flux.
Yeah, Olivia, American Standard and Train is the same thing. The only difference between American Standard and Train is a sticker. And yeah, they have the Nexia system. That's probably what you're talking about is Nexia. Yeah, and it'll connect to your cameras and everything. So
Everybody has that though now.
yeah.
Well, not
But
not that connects to your cameras. But
yeah,
the
not
smart-
not Nexia, because Nexia makes other shit too, like
Yeah.
cameras and shit. So
Yeah.
Train and American Standard are tied in with them.
But I mean, if you're just after one of those LCD touchscreen thermostats, I can put you one of those on a window unit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, don't let them, get you with that. Every brand's got a very nice thermostat, and there's universal brands that have them,
Yeah, and I don't know how y'all guys feel about these damn Nest thermostats.
No, I hate them.
But stay the
I hate
hell
'em.
away from a Nest.
Yeah.
They replace them all the time.
Not the greatest.
Our gas company gives them away for free.
And
I'm
if they're
always
not
replacing them.
if they're not installed correctly and you've got a new system and it's one of these really nice fancy systems, has this big old inverter board and stuff in it, you'll burn that son of a bitch up.
Yeah, don't.
Have you-
Nest is horrible.
Have you guys had an issue with being able
guys
to
have
switch them
Ecobee
over
down
to
there?
emergency heat?
Say that again.
You guys have Ecobee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, I've
Ecobee
seen
here.
it. Yeah,
What do you guys feel about that?
never messed with it.
I've installed a couple. They seem fine.
I had one at my house, the Ecobee 3. I didn't like it.
Is that the one you need? You need the fourth or fifth wire, right? You have to have it.
No, not with that one. You can. They send you a little deal where you don't have to have a common wire.
Johnson Controls is shit.
Who is John?
Johnson Controls.
I just want to make sure I heard that right.
My what? Oh.
I hate Eco.
Joey, that's a negative. Train and American Standard are not separate. Still together.
That's fake news, sir. Fake news.
Fake news, Joey. They are very, very, very much still together. When you pull up in Tyler, Texas, there's a big sign that says Train American Standard. The only difference between Train and American Standard is a sticker. And the condensers, the louvers are different. That's it.
Well, Train's got the gay top. Well, I don't care what you say.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Now
either.
that's only on the XL units. If you get
I know.
If you get an XR model, they don't have it.
They're already big enough. You don't need to make them even bigger.
Right.
By putting that thing on there. An American Standard is just fine without it.
Oh yeah.
So my in-laws are in. My father-in-law's down here getting radiation treatments for his cancer that he has in his lungs.
Right.
And they have an old system that I've been patching together and stuff because, you know, money's tight with all this cancer and stuff like that. So I've been fixing her system, and it works. It cools the house. It heats the house. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. But my mother-in-law, I've noticed she's been sitting around in my house with a blanket on her. And I'll look up the thermostat, and it's like 73, 74 degrees in my house. But it's the difference in having a good system that pulls the humidity out of the air. And it feels cooler in my house, you know, than it does theirs. That my thermostat is set on exactly what they set theirs on, and I made sure I did that so they would be comfortable, and he would be comfortable. But she sits around with a blanket on now because she's like, it's cold in here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's just less humidity in my house. So because you can go outside and watch that drain. I mean, it's just pumping the water out. It's just pulling all the humidity out of here.
I don't understand what Salvador is saying.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
And I have a Goodman unit.
A good one.
A Goodman unit, yep. A Goodman, I think it's a 4-ton package unit on my house.
Shit, I used to tell people that when I'd sell Goodman or an Amana. Am I getting a Goodman or an Amana? Shit, you're getting the best of the best. I'm getting you a good mana.
Good
Yeah.
man.
A good mana. Carrier's good stuff. Carrier ICP.
Yeah,
Good,
I
good
love
stuff.
Carrier ICP.
I do too. Carrier and ICP to me is top notch.
Mm-hmm. They do, but I think they do make the best of the equipment out there.
They really do. I mean, the ICP equipment I got out there, I talk to Dad all the time, you know, and I don't ever, believe me, he would tell me, he's never bitching about having to go back on none of our systems.
Mm-mm.
Never.
They're good stuff.
Oh,
So, John, I watched your video today
Uh-huh.
on the condenser fan motor.
Yep.
It looked like that fan was going to be a bitch.
Dude, I could not get that blade off. You know, I couldn't hold the camera and everything, but y'all don't know, man. I put that blue puller on there with that damn impact and went to town on that sumbitch, and it didn't budge. And then I put that other puller on that you hammer. And when I'm telling y'all, I wore myself out hammering on that thing, and that son of a bitch didn't move. It's still out in the yard with the set screw out. I've done threw it around and shit. The fan still ain't budged.
Nice.
That son of a bitch was not coming off.
I'm not real familiar with Ream, but you said that unit's still under warranty. That looked like an old style. When did they stop making that?
I'm not like 2015, I think, because that was like a 15.
Oh,
model.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you notice that Bubba's gone again, he said he can't hear Chance.
Oh, Joey, I don't know who's telling you that, man, but they are still very much together. I can promise you. Ask Chance when he gets a piece of equipment. If you look on the Ingersoll Rand owns them now, it'll say, Ingersoll Rand, manufacturers of Train and American Standard HVAC.
Yep. Same thing.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
He can't hear you. It's your chance. It's your turn tonight, Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't hear you right now. I bet you're saying something about me.
Joe's got issues.
Joe, you got major issues.
We're gonna
man.
have to send the fucking Geek Squad to his
Yeah.
house. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
we need to send fucking Best Buy's Geek Squad to your house, man.
That's
They
funny.
actually just sent me an email. I was like, who's John talking to? And I realized I can't hear Chance.
If you want to keep him busy, John, just send him an email about every 5 minutes. Link the site, link the chat.
Yeah. Every piece of equipment's got about 10 years on the warranty if you register it.
I wish everything could go back to 5-year warranties.
Yeah, well, just don't register it.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, that's what happened to my system when I bought this house. They didn't register it. A guy put this system in, and I don't guess he was licensed, and they didn't register the warranty on it. And the condenser, the system was 6 years old, and the condenser had a hole in it.
Nice.
It cost me like $1,000 to get this bitch replaced.
Well, when I worked for Carrier, they were talking about bringing the warranties down to 7 years. They said that was a good possibility, but it still hasn't happened yet.
Hey, Chance, you may have answered this already, but if you like Carrier and ICP, why don't you sell it?
I don't like the distributor.
Well,
I used to work there. I know how they operate.
Okay, but that's Carrier. But what about no ICP brands?
Well, not any good one. I mean, Baker's okay.
That's Isle.
Yeah, but that's it. Because
you don't have comfort. Chance, you're muted. I don't know what happened. What's up, wet boy? Chance, I don't know what happened, man, but you're still muted.
Can you not unmute him, John?
No.
He must have muted himself then. I
Can you hear
seen
me
one
now?
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have no Comfort Maker, Arco Air,
We do.
Temp Star, none of that.
Like the Carrier distributor also has Star. Baker has Heil. And then there's another smaller distributor that has Heil. 2 Heil distributors in town.
Wow.
And then Comfort, yeah, and then the rest of them they're not good distributors.
I got you.
So that's why I deal with American Standard and Lennox.
Yeah. And Lennox, is that Lennox Parts Plus?
Yes.
Who's your American Standard distributor?
It's called O'Connor Company, and actually they just got bought out by Monks
Okay.
Supply or something. I don't know. They're a big one, but
yeah.
You know, I seen on one of the Facebook groups one time. I don't remember which one it was. This guy, supposedly, he worked for an HVAC company, and he was talking that he was torn between. He was going to put a new unit in his house, and he didn't know what to get. And someone made a really good point. It says they told him to get whatever you have parts for on your truck, and you'll never have headaches.
Yeah.
So whoever you're working for, if you carry that brand and you got parts, then that's the system you want to put in your house.
David, do you mean $3,000 or $300? And here's the thing, if you're not a dealer for Lennox or American Standard or whatever, when you go in to buy a replacement part for that, it's going to be high if you're not a dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is,
Okay, Olivia, you're thinking about using 134A with the new
Ted,
system?
what's up?
What's up, Ted?
Or you asked, should you use 407C or 410A? Well, the 407C is a replacement for R22. 134A is a completely different. That's for refrigeration. It has nothing to do with heating. And 410A is probably what you're going to get.
410A is what she's going to get.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's thinking she can use one of those other refrigerants. I mean, if she's buying new equipment, it's going to come charged already.
Yeah. Well, most likely anyways, but.
We need to get Ted in the chat or on the call here.
Yeah, he doesn't. He usually doesn't do it too often.
There's our newly promoted moderator there.
Yeah.
What's going on, Ted?
That's the train man right there.
Train washed.
Yeah.
His videos crack me up. I like watching his videos.
Oh yeah,
man. He loves train, man.
Oh, he does. I used to fuck with him back in the day when we'd fuck with each other. But I still say it. Ted is really good about promoting train. I used to say when Ted leaves somebody's house, when he's pitching a sale, those people go to bed at night and they dream of little trains.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey Ted, there's a Olivia Disney in here. She's in Florida, and she's looking maybe to get 2 systems put in her house, and she really needs help. I don't know how close you are to Florida.
He's South Carolina, isn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
South Carolina.
he? Yeah. Hey, Ted, are you going to take a job with Train once you retire and sell off the business?
Conductor.
He can be a consultant for Train.
Oh yeah, he's headed to the factory Monday.
He's going.
Nope, he
I'd
said
like
he's
to
not
be a
going to work
fly
for
on-
Ted.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall when he's there. Probably educate some of them.
I've heard that I haven't been to the train factory, but I've heard that watching the spine fin coil getting made is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You should be able to go to the factory, Chance.
Yeah, I'm just not big. I've been when I was a TM. I used to go all the time.
Oh yeah.
I don't really care about going anymore. I used to go to one. Went to Indianapolis so many times.
Oh man, look, I used to go to them all when they'd offer, man, because oh dude, we had so much fun.
They're fun. It's fun to go to, but
Oh, the tour's fun. It's the shit you do at night that's even
yeah,
funner.
exactly. Yeah, oh yeah, because all the guys want to go crazy when they go out, so we always.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Cowboys either by any means, but I heard that Cowboy Stadium is pretty damn nice. There is, David. There's a video of it being made.
John, that one you did that video on today, that was just a 2-stage unit, right?
Yes.
What was the why don't they have contactors on those?
Ring started doing that a while back. Mm-hmm. Goodman and Amanda does it too. Okay, now I'm starting to get worried about this Olivia chick. I mean, look what she just wrote.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Who knows?
I mean, this has got to be somebody that's just fucking around because
Yeah, that's
why
kind of what I was thinking a while ago.
yeah, why the fuck would you put 422B in the damn 410A system?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do it. Why not?
Yeah.
That
Stick
sounds
it
like
in there.
422B sounds like a great idea.
Oh yeah, stick it in there. Stick your own in there.
Did you assume the gender?
Hey, look here. Don't start that shit. I'm a President Trump guy, so. Upgrade it to 422B.
Hell, I
Might
got
as
two.
well.
I got 2 tanks of that out in my van right now. I can go ahead and send it to you.
Hey, we just started using what do y'all know? Anybody know anything about 421?
No.
No.
Is it 421A, B?
I think oh shit, I think it's A. 421A.
Oh, looking it up right now.
Oh, Ted says it sucks.
What is it supposed to be? Like a retrofit?
Yeah.
Is it?
I could hear Chance now.
Hey, there you are.
Jeez, man. I
Who's-
had to
who's
stream it on
next?
my phone.
Can you hear everybody else?
Yes.
That's hilarious. I mean, you got more
Yeah.
problems with your phone.
Actually, now I'm on my phone, but it was my
Oh, now you're on
desktop
your
that's giving me. Yeah, it's my desktop, I guess. I don't know.
That's funny.
It is. Whatever.
R22, what is that?
I remember that video, Ted. You did a video on that one, didn't you? Oh, they said 421A has a huge capacitance loss.
Well, okay, 421B is used for cooling.
Did you guys watch that video with Ted? How it's pretty cool how he'll buy his guys cartons of cigarettes
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't smell it, and then he'll
Yeah.
always buy his guys lunch. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like
Kind of
that.
separate himself from everyone else.
Yeah.
If marijuana comes legal, Ted, are you going to buy them some marijuana? Yeah, that lunch thing is a good idea, Ted.
Yeah. Alex has used 421A. He said he hasn't had any trouble with it.
I'm reading about it now. Well, it's not approved by compressor manufacturers, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they were using 422D and they hated it.
It says it's not approved by any R22 direct replacements for warranty repair work.
Huh.
What's going on, John?
What's up, man?
Hey, I got a question for you.
We didn't answer too many. We'll save it for next week.
No, I know it's right, but how much effect does humidity have on superheat?
What do you mean?
If you go in a house that's about 58 or 60, percent humidity, it's gonna make your superheat lower, right?
Well, what about the temperature? What's like? I mean,
72 in a house. I was running it's 410A. It's a pane, which is a carrier, where the carrier air handler is a piston. Wet bulb was around 58, 57. Outdoor ambient 73, indoor ambient 72, and I was running about anywhere between a 66 to 8 degrees superheat with about 13 to 14 degrees subcooling.
well, I know that when you got a high load, a high load in the house, you're gonna have a higher superheat.
No, mine was low.
Right,
6 to 8.
but you're at 72 degrees though.
Yeah, but my suction pressure 105 and head about 280.
410.
Yeah, and I know the charge is right because I weighed it in.
That's a low suction.
Yeah.
That's
What was your suction?
105. That's borderline.
Oh, yeah.
That's borderline freezing on 410A.
I think
You sure you didn't do beer can cold?
I don't do no beer can cold, buddy.
105. 105 though is that's right at freezing on 410A.
Yeah. I don't know if it could do with the temperatures here in Tennessee. It might be a little different. Because we're higher off the ground. From sea level. But
Was that is it expansion valve?
piston. Because I've done it on the Emerson check charge. It showed it that I was good.
Yeah, I mean, I've never calculated superheat by humidity. It's always been my temperature.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, does humidity have an effect on your superheat?
I think it would.
It should be lower.
it doesn't have a load on.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think with it, because they have their windows open, that their AC ain't been working for 2 weeks? I put a fan motor and a high pressure switch on it. Done a tune up, and I let it run for about 15, 20 minutes, and because like I said, the window's been open, so I know the humidity was high in the house. So, and plus I have that fill piece thermometer that tells me, and I done it the way it tells you to on that Emerson app, and it said it was fine.
Yeah. Well, is it cooling?
Oh, it's cool. It had a 22-degree crossover. I mean Delta T.
Technically, 9 isn't. They'll still run fine.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big split. And then that with the low superheat and the low suction kind of makes me worry about airflow.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Because some people think, oh, I got to really, I got 23, 22 degrees of split, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, I know too much. See, my temperature coming out the vents was 48 degrees, and my return was about 70.
And that's a pretty damn big, and that's a low suction. You might have some airflow issues over there.
That's what I'm thinking it is too. It's for my sister's friend. They don't got a bunch of money. Their son autistic. So I went over there and tried to help them best I could.
I know a little bit about that.
Yeah, my nephew's autistic too, so they're in that mother's group.
For a while because I didn't have no load.
Yeah. Yeah. But hell, it's been if this is the case, it's been running like this for years.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can do is just let it do its thing. But that's with a low suction pressure like that and then that big temperature split, that's usually an airflow issue.
Yeah. It had a 14-inch return. I think it's a 2.5 ton. I think it's airflow related too, but I've done it.
Is the evaporator clean?
See, that is hung up in the basement, so it's hard to see the evaporator.
You might want to try to get a peek at that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's nothing mechanically, wrong. I think it has to be with airflow or dirty cool.
Yeah, you might want to try to put your eyes on that evaporator.
Yeah, I was going to test the static pressure, but I didn't have my tester with me. But hell, that bastard was pulling humidity out the house. I mean, the drain line was dripping its ass off, the condensate line. And it's got an ECM motor on it. I mean, X13. So I didn't know if it'd be better to turn up the fan speed on it. Just go ahead and turn it to high fan speed.
I mean, you can do that, but if you got airflow issues, that needs to be corrected.
Yeah, but they ain't got that much.
That X13 ain't gonna handle the high static.
Yeah, I think they handle better than a PSC motor does.
No, sir. X13 won't. That's what kills X13 motors is airflow issues.
I know. But hell, because a lot of times when we do a tune-up and it's 55, 65 degrees outside, a lot of times your suction pressure up here it runs about anywhere between 95 to 110.
95 on 410A.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if
that's too low.
You don't think the outside ambient can control that?
No, man, that's below freezing. It'll freeze up. Yeah.
What happens if it has a real low load on the house? Like, say you done a tune-up and it's 67, 68 degrees inside, and it's 65, 60 outside. You don't think that's going to affect your suction pressure?
Well, yeah, it'll affect the suction pressure, but your saturation has to be above freezing, or the system's going to freeze up.
I understand that.
And at 95 pounds of suction, you're below freezing.
Yeah, I understand that part of it.
Look, Ted's putting people in timeout.
Ted, I hear Ted's a fan of the Green New Deal. That's what that Justin Hernandez said. Hernandez, whatever.
I mean, I believe I don't have a PT chart in front of me. I could pull one up, but if I'm not mistaken, 105 is like 34 degrees.
32.
Or
32, 30.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then that's freezing. So
30 between, I think it's 32 to 34. I'm not for sure. I know it's
yeah,
between
it's
that.
something like that.
Yeah. Well, I know the answer is not to dump a bunch of refrigerant in it.
How do I time out the video?
Yeah, you can, Ted. You can do it. Up at the top right corner of your screen, there's a little X up there. You hit
Yeah.
that, and it'll time the video right out.
And hell, it's all square duct with but it has a turning vane right after the unit.
Sound like you got some major problems going on there, man.
Yeah, it's if this is the problem, it's been the problem since day one.
Have you went through and did your static pressure and all that stuff?
That's why I said I didn't have my work van. I was doing this for somebody else.
Okay, come give me a hug. You going to sleep?
Yeah.
Love you.
I was mainly concerned when I seen the higher temperature split. I'm like, this ain't right. 48 degrees. I'm like, oh, but I know they ain't got the money to go rip out all this square duct and put round pipe, So
Well, no, I
Nothing
mean,
wrong with square
there ain't
duct.
nothing wrong with square duct. I would just at least go,
That's all we have here.
Yeah, it's try to help them out and put your eyes on the evaporator. Make sure the evaporator's clean.
yeah.
Because I mean, you could even brush it, to get them, to get a little bit of relief or something.
Well, they got it mastic sealed to hell.
It's got a flex duct on it though.
The return does. The supply is all metal.
Okay, pop the flex off the return and look inside the unit, and you'll be able to see the evaporator.
Yeah, I didn't have, like I said, I took my tool bag with me. I didn't have everything. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of filters you got on it?
Well, the filter they had, I made them change. It's one of those ones you wash.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I think they're shitty.
What size filter is it?
The return's got to be a 24 by 30.
Yeah, that's enough return for 2.5.
Yeah, that's plenty enough for 2.5.
But actually, what size is the return ductwork?
14.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pushing it for 2.5. I understand that. I didn't install the unit. I'm saying this problem has happened since the day the day it was put in. So, like I told them, I said, I need to go back when it's 80 degrees outside and see what it's doing.
Do a manual J on the house and see what it should have.
Yeah, and I mean, next time you go back, bring you a couple Panduit straps and and pop that flex duct off and just look at that evaporator. I mean, that could be.
I don't use them Florida. We don't use them Florida straps up here, man. It's all tape. They mastic seal the hell out with that mastic tape. You ever try to take that shit off?
Well, I mean, yeah, I've taken it off. I mean, I don't know why they fucking put mastic on flex duct.
Yeah, that sounds silly.
Yeah, I mean, once you get it off, you don't have to mastic seal it back. I mean, the supply houses don't sell Panduit straps.
Yeah, they do. Like I said, I just don't think these people are going to invest the money in it.
They hiding something. You're gonna take that flex loose and find an 8-inch piece of ductwork inside of it.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Well, it has a flex to a metal return box. So, I mean, I tried to take the peep at it best I could, but I mean,
they don't have one of them little filter doors that you can pop off.
They mastic sealed that whole bastard up.
Damn.
I tried. Yeah, I mean. It's hung up in the air with a damn was it tornado or hurricane? Not tornado. Springs.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, I can think to help you is, I mean, cut the mastic around that little filter door. If you get the filter door off, you should be able to see if it's clogged or not.
What I was gonna do is I was gonna drill a hole in the top in the return box and supply and just check my static and see what it shows.
Get you one of those little cameras like I got, man. You can drill a hole into it, stick that little camera right down there.
Yeah, if you got an inspection camera, drill a hole in the return plenum and stick a camera in there.
Yeah, that I'm worried about because they use dampers. Everything up here, every stub out has a damper in it. So
well, it should.
Yeah, so I'm worried about a couple of those being closed.
That's a good possibility. You got one of those inspection cameras, man?
No, I ain't got one of those yet.
Dude, go on eBay and get you one for like $25, and they work great. And they got like a 15-foot cable on them.
You might not believe me. I got that off of Amazon once, but the app wouldn't work.
You know how to use Amazon?
Yeah. I tried cheaping out. I never cheap out on tools, but that I was trying to cheap out on because they are expensive. And I got one from Amazon, but I couldn't hook up to the app. And
well, you got an iPhone? Use it on iPhone?
No, it was Samsung.
No, he's got an Android.
I'm sure you used the app wrong. That's why it wasn't working.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's
it has to
very
be.
possible.
Showing your track record, man.
Because mine works on my Samsung phone. I mean, my personal phone's an Android, and my work phone's an Apple.
Everything works better on an iPhone.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to think that. I did see another post from another gentleman saying that the app wasn't working either. So it could be. I don't know. I might get another one. We'll see.
They gave me an Android at work. I hate that damn thing.
Yeah, iPhones are so much better. You know why everything works better on iPhone is because there's only one iPhone. With Androids, there's 15 different manufacturers.
And I didn't even get a Samsung. I got an LG, and that thing is so fucking slow.
Yeah.
Well, what is it, like Star 71 or something like that? Call transfer and just transfer all that shit over to your phone.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
I hate fucking Android.
Well,
I remember I had one Android for about 2 hours. My phone broke. My iPhone that I had, it went out the morning before my son was born. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to run up to I don't know, I think we're with AT&T, and I'm going to get me a new phone. And they talked to me into trying an Android. So I got back then a Galaxy S5 was the big one back then. I kept that son bitch for 2 hours and brought it back and got an iPhone.
That's the last one I had too, like the S4, S5.
Yeah, and maybe it might have been an S4. So I don't know, but I took that son of a bitch back 2 hours later and said, "Fuck this! I want an iPhone."
They're just much easier to use.
They really are.
Simpler and not so complicated.
Yeah.
I'm very close to getting one.
I always said you got to have a damn bachelor's degree to operate an Android.
Apple, the most breakable phone on the planet.
Negative.
Well, it doesn't break if you put a outer box on it, but
I've had nothing but iPhones. I ain't never had one issue.
I have. So my personal phone is a Galaxy S7 Active, and I can take this thing and slam it against a cinder block wall and not break it.
I want to see it
without a case.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
Video.
hey, turn your camera on.
Yep, turn your camera on. Let's do it right now.
Let's see what it can do.
Like Ken said, do a video.
Let's see here. Well,
he's actually gonna do it.
You got a concrete floor in your basement there. Let's see before and after pictures.
I heard him throw it.
I seen it.
Hold on now.
I saw it.
Yeah.
You're crazy, man. It's like a $1,000 phone.
I hope that son bitch is all shattered.
I do too, man. Oh my god. Is he crying?
No. Let's see here. Now look, y'all gonna think I broke this phone, but my phone actually has a bad ribbon cable in it because it got ran over by a car. But so there's a line that goes down my screen, and you can look it up on the internet. It's a common problem, but it's not.
Yeah, your screen may not break, but you can't use a damn thing because
there's always a common problem with an Android.
Well, I could fix it, but I ain't going through all that shit. But I actually threw it and hit a concrete wall with it. So
I seen it.
There you go.
I saw it. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll do that on my iPhone, but
no, you shouldn't.
I'll throw mine against a sheetrock wall.
Yeah.
Now,
With the case on it.
look, guys, these OtterBoxes for these iPhones. Now I have to tell you a story about that. Let's see. Here's my work phone. Got an OtterBox on it.
That's what I got too.
I was going up one of those ladders to get on top of a school, probably about 40 foot up. And I got all the way to tip top. You know those little belt holders that your phone will clip into?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a fat guy, you know. So I got all the way to the top of that damn ladder, and that phone unlatched, and it went soaring down to the concrete. And I said, well, there goes that phone. There was no way in my mind that iPhone was going to survive that. So when I got done doing what I was doing up there, I got down, I went to pick the phone up. I was going to use my personal phone, call my boss, tell him I broke my phone. And there wasn't anything wrong with it. It didn't hurt it at all. And I just could not believe it.
It's an iPhone, man. Put you like this. I
No,
told
it's
a
an
guy this.
OtterBox.
Told this guy at the
It's
phone
amazing.
store one time because he was a big Android guy. I said, well, tell me this. How many movies have they made about Android? And how many movies have they made about iPhone?
Yeah.
The only problem I find with the iPhone is my battery dies quick as hell, man.
Which one is it?
XR.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the iPhone XS, and my battery is awesome.
Matter of fact, they just came out with for $100 you can take it up there and change the back and get one that's a little fatter so you have more battery.
Well, mine's the XR. I don't have any problems with my battery. This bitch will stay charged like 2.5 days.
I have the
I still got the 7.
I have the XS, and mine does real good.
Yeah, but are you using yours with your gauges?
Every now.
With your field piece?
No.
Use it. Use it with your field piece and see what kind of battery life you got.
Oh, yeah, because you're using the Bluetooth. That'll drain the hell out of them.
Well, then what the hell good is it?
It's like that with every phone, though.
Well, then I don't need a phone. Doesn't hurt my iPad.
Well, that iPad's got a battery from hell in it, though.
Yeah.
Well, my phone should have a battery from hell in it.
The battery in that iPad's bigger than your phone.
Well, they got one now that's almost at least twice the size of the battery that's in the iPhone now. That case is probably almost a half-inch thick.
My wife had a phone one time that when we first got together, she had this phone that had this big ass battery on the back of it, and looked like the phone had a tumor. You know.
That's the way this new one is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that son of a bitch would go for like a week. You didn't have to charge it.
Well, they attributed that to part of their the major part of their sales loss this last quarter was the battery problem with the XR. That's why they just come out with a new iPad.
Dude, that new iPad is fucking huge.
I haven't seen it or met with it.
Well, I mean, they got a couple different ones, but there's one, man. That thing is fucking huge.
Adam sent me a screenshot of the receipt. He mailed me those man tooths.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't wait to get them and check them out.
That's nice.
They pretty good. Y'all used them?
I've never used them.
I've never used them either.
I got them when they first came out. I got them. I used them for about a month, and I moved on to something else. I don't even remember what it was.
Adam pulled the trigger. He got him a set of Yellow Jacket gauges. Chance, what are you still deciding or what?
Yeah, I haven't bought anything yet. I need to get something. I just haven't done it yet. I've got other stuff I'm using. I'm just kind of, I don't know what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
Waiting for you to do another video.
So Yellow Jacket, if you're watching, John is responsible for at least one sale of these new Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. Possibly two if Chance will buy them.
I got too much in iManifold and Field Piece and Testo.
It's not a bad deal though. $4.99
You know, man,
it comes with the hoses and the.
sometimes,
That's not
yeah,
too bad.
no, it's not. Sometimes I feel hooking up wireless probes can be more work than using a manifold with hoses.
I know, because I feel that way with my. Oh shit! What do I got?
The Sporlin tool.
Yeah, like I like them, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't really save me any time. Especially if I have to add charge, then it really.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's faster just to use a manifold.
Yeah, Olivia, won't you come and join us in the hangout? John will email you a link.
That was a good one from Ted.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the chat and see if anyone looks and joins. I know that Superior Comfort, he's been on here before, hasn't he?
Oh yeah. No, I've never used the Uniweld hoses. Hey, get out of here, cat.
Hey Ted, that was always my question on Yahoo Chat. Hey, you got a cam?
Oh God!
Show me the boobies. Oh, on Yahoo, man, I always run around in illegals and stuff. I was like one of those Yahooligans. Y'all guys ever chat on Yahoo back in the day? You didn't? Oh hell.
I did AOL. That's a messenger.
Everybody did that.
Yeah, AOL.
Yeah, I was one of the ones that would come into a room and lock it down, and if you fucked with me, you'd get your ass booted out. I could take over your microphone and talk under your ID and all kinds of cool shit, man. I mean, it was really fun.
Oh, thanks. Now I know who it was.
Yeah, it was me.
Had an old
IBM
Pentium.
The funnest thing in the world was we would go up into those Punjabi chat rooms and stuff, and they'd be up in there playing their music, and they'd have it locked down playing music, and you'd hear them get the little bling where they got a message, and that was just an invitation to hit them with a PM bomb, and it would just go bling 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 bling, and fill their whole screen up full of messages, and you would hear them start cussing, and it was hilarious. We loved it.
Yeah, I used to get all kinds of viruses on that IBM.
Hey, John, send Adam a link. Please.
I did.
Okay.
John got me over here looking for my PT chart.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
Oh, Josh is here.
Yeah, I like the guy. I got from Colorado.
Yeah, the guy that makes up laws.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Who's the dude with a ceiling fan?
Yeah, it's kind of
Junior.
to me a little bit.
I'm going to sleep here.
I think
that's me, man.
I think they're going to say when I snap my fingers, you'll wake up.
What are you doing up?
How many of y'all use the Measure Quick app?
I do.
Everyone.
Is my roller coaster toy, Daddy?
Yeah, but you cannot ride it.
You
Anybody
use it?
No, I haven't had a chance yet. Cause I have the S-Man 460s. Any of y'all use those?
Yes.
You like them?
Yeah, but it's more. I never used the vacuum part of it. I never have. So I could have got away. I could have got away with a 3 and saved money.
Yeah. Now here's my deal. Have you ever had issues with it's when you turn your gauges on the low side, it shows in the vacuum.
Not unless I'm low on Freon's. The only time it does.
No, without when you first turn your gauges on without it being hooked to a unit.
Hey, Junior,
No.
keep your hand right there.
I
No.
feel I test those all the time. I just zero them out. I don't know if you can do that with field pieces or not.
Yeah, that thumb covers that light on that ceiling fan.
My field piece don't, but my Testos did.
Yeah.
I think I got Testo 550s.
That's what I got, and I always have to zero them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I've been doing it. I just didn't know if y'all had the same issue. I just didn't know. Because I
But
had
measure-
Go ahead.
That Measure Quick app, you need to start using that. You'll like it.
Yeah. I don't think I can hook my S-Man 460s up to them, can I?
You can manually input all your stuff. That's what I do. I just manually put
Okay.
everything in there.
Well,
If I'm having an issue with the system.
What's
well,
up, Adam?
What's up,
Hey, what's up, Adam?
Hey, Adam.
Adam?
How you doing?
Check out that hat. I thought that was Fred Sanford there at first.
Hey man, I just got back from a punk rock show.
I like it.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. What are we talking about?
A little bit of
Yeah.
everything.
Mike's starting the HVAC porn channel.
Yeah. It's going to be, man, I mean, we're going to get hot and heavy with some of these bitches, I'm telling you.
What are you doing?
How was your week, Adam?
Pretty good. It was a long week.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. How about you?
I was busy all week, not on air conditioning. I was doing a remodel from some rotten windows.
That's got to be
Well,
fun.
look at John. Look at John.
Hi there.
That's my princess.
You got the boss.
That's right.
She don't want to sleep.
She definitely got more hair than you, John.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You going? Where are you going? You need
She's like my daughter. She should be up in about an hour or two for her nightly wake up call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, my 3-year-old little boy has got my wife and my mother-in-law wrapped. I mean, wrapped tight.
Well, that's like her with me. She loves her daddy.
Yeah. We're working on potty training with him, and we were outside today, and he's like, I got to pee, 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 and they both take off running with this kid. And they wasn't getting him there fast enough, so mother-in-law just kind of scoops him up and under her arm, running up the stairs with him. Well, then when they get into the bathroom, they don't want him. He doesn't want them to, pull down his pants and all that stuff. He wants to do it himself. And he's like, y'all gonna make me pee myself.
Hey Ted, how you doing?
So Adam, was the show good?
Yeah, man. I gotta tell you, it was a good time. I haven't been to a show in like 15 years, but my boys are getting big enough to go now, so
Yeah.
they took me.
That's awesome, man.
What? Huh? What? That's Mr. Ken. That's Adam. That's me. That's Charlie.
John, did you talk about your new job?
Yeah.
You bought the new Yellow Jacket gauges.
Yeah, Adam, you ordered the gauges?
I did. I haven't gotten them yet. They said they were like back ordered or whatever. I guess the supply house I ordered them from, they said they can't keep them in. So
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, look, he's showing you a puppy. I guess I don't know what that
It's
is.
Super Dog.
Oh, look, it's Super Dog.
Oh, John, you got a new job?
Yeah.
So you ain't working with that guy no more, your buddy? That's
No,
cool.
I'm working with somebody else.
How's that going for you?
So far, so good.
He's gonna be the star of my YouTube channel right here.
Huh? Uh-huh.
How many of y'all own a rack manual?
Do what?
Any of y'all own a rack manual?
I don't.
I didn't hear
What
what he said.
manual?
A rack manual.
Rack? How you spell it?
Well, it's the refrigeration and air conditioning technology book. They call it a rack manual.
Oh yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, I got one.
I've got the new one.
Sometimes I
I'm
read
not
it.
up with. I'm not up with all them technical terms.
Hey, they got a new Manual J book out too. It just came out this year.
I ain't never done a manual J or anything like that.
Well, they got an app. There's an app for it, man. It makes it real easy.
So I started off on, I think it's called Rights Off Mobile J. It's a lot less scary when you're learning.
Yeah.
And then like when you use their full blown program, you really should take a class. It's pretty intense.
It is. There's a lot to it.
Well, I plan on getting my Nate and airflow, so I want to learn as much as I can.
Any of y'all have Nate?
I do.
No, I don't.
Me either.
I guess I do have the air conditioning and then what's the beginner one called?
Before
Yeah, the core. Yeah.
I let mine lapse. Honestly, the only reason
I guess I don't have mine either.
I let it lapse because I was taking continuing education classes like all the time. Because I actually had 5 different certifications, and I would always send the class things to Nate, like, hey, this is my hours, and like after I don't know what is it, 4 years or whatever you have to keep up on it. I don't remember what it is.
I never saw the point of getting it.
But they didn't keep track of any of the crap I sent them. They're like, yeah, you have 0 hours. I'm like, 0 hours? What am I taking all these classes for? So I just gave up.
Yeah, you have to call them. It's a pain in the ass.
It's just it's expensive. They want you to pay money to renew and everything. Honestly, I don't see a benefit in it. I mean, the classes are good, but
I think it's a crock of shit.
I have to have mine because where I work, we're a carrier dealer, so we have to keep ours updated.
Yeah, but not everybody. Not everybody has to have it.
No, as long as somebody's got it.
No, it's got to be like 75% or something if you're bad dealer.
Yeah, it's 50%, I think.
Well, you could be one of the 50% that doesn't have it, and
we're a small company. There's only 1, 2.
Yeah, carrier told me that years ago. If you want to be factory authorized, you got to be Nate. I said, well, I guess I'm not going to be factory authorized then.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it's just a huge waste of time.
I mean, you do, like, if you really get into their study guide and everything, their study guide's like 2 inches thick or 3 inches thick or something like that, But they just want money. I don't think they're really trying to benefit anything. They just want money. What I believe is, if and when you could pass the NATE test, you don't need to take the NATE test. You know what I mean? Like if you shouldn't be taking the NATE test, like I don't think they're really teaching you anything. You should learn all that stuff before you take the test. So
yeah, in 16 years, I've never had a customer say, "Are you NATE certified?"
I did one time.
Really?
Yeah, once.
That's because people advertise that stuff.
People in Louisiana say, "Hey, can you fix my shit?"
That's about the same thing they say here in Alabama.
Roll, Tide, roll.
I mean, I think the personal knowledge is good, but I don't think.
Let me
just
tell you about
name
Nate.
you
Nate, you have to
in
answer
some-
the questions they want to answer. Your answer could be right, but it's not the answer they want. It's wrong. It's stupid.
Well, my question is, what happened to this Olivia Disney chick? I mean, I
She
thought
went
we was
to
gonna
bed.
get her up in here. Is it past her? Yeah, it's 12:57. It's past her bedtime.
So I got you guys know I'm running my own company, but I just got a job offer to like be a HVAC project manager. Basically, you're like overseeing like my wife's friend is the basically the headhunter for Walgreens.
Oh, really?
So I like it's a tough call. Like I'm struggling with it right now because it's like I don't think I can carry on tools anymore. You know.
Yeah. Hey, that was a good one Ted put in the chat. He said, Clemson has one thing in common with the moon. They both control the tide.
Well, you know, Adam, you got to do what you think that you're going to be happy at doing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're making good money, and I mean, none of us are ever going to be rich, but if you're making good money and you're happy with your lifestyle, then keep doing what you're doing.
I just think I'm always like, I think it might be a little bit easier of a life if I took it, but like I feel like I'm like the type of person to always like want to lead the charge. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'd always be held back a little bit if I'm not doing my own thing, you know?
Right.
Well, that job is going to have a lot of pressure, man.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, they're offering it's a decent buck that they're offering, so like I kind of feel like when they're offering this kind of money, like um, they kind of own you a little bit.
Yes.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
it 34 degrees saturation temperature.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Mike, you get those gauges?
No, I don't think they're set to get here until the 1st.
Sorry, man, I did it on a budget.
Oh no, that's fine, man.
If you
They
took that
won't
new
get-
job, you could do next day air, man.
They won't get here to. They'll be here Monday when I get home from work, and I've got my wife watching out for them. So
They're gonna need a charge. I haven't used them in a long time, so
that's fine, man. I can't wait to use them.
I do like their app. Honestly, like their app it's the Mantooth app is a pretty decent app.
Yeah, it is because you used it. You can use it with the manifold that you ordered, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Adam, how long do you have to make a decision? They put a timeline on it?
I don't know. Like I've had a couple different offers over the last couple of years, and I kind of just honestly, the last one I just kind of ignored. Like I don't think I could do it. I don't think it's in me to do it. Like I'd love to do it because I feel like um I don't give my 100% to my family because I give a lot to my business.
Yeah.
But I struggle with like having somebody else run the show, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I got out of, I was a territory manager and I just got no satisfaction out of it. I was like, I want to get back to the field. I actually had an opportunity to buy out one of my customers a year and a half ago. So I took it and there's no way I'd ever look back and go back to where I was.
To that person, the Meyer family, you was asking about the tools. Right there's just a link to one of John's videos he just made recently that was pretty good on tools.
Well, thank you, sir.
So John, I watched your video but I don't remember. I remember the thumbnail of that video. You had the new is that what you normally use? You had the Fluke, the new FC. Is it the FC? The Fluke? You have the same.
Yeah, I used to have it. I don't have it anymore.
What are you using now?
I have 3 meters right now, but I usually stick to the field piece SC 640.
I was gonna say, John, you should like swap me that field piece meter. I mean, I've got a Fluke 920 and I've got a stick meter. I'll send you for it.
Oh no, you can throw that fucking stick meter in the trash.
Oh, come on now.
902 FC. I love that meter. The only thing I don't like about that meter is you can't test thermocouples on the thing.
Yeah.
I wish that I don't think any manufacturer has one that you could do everything on. You know.
Probably not.
They won't make money. I'm kind of ready for that redfish meter to come out. That new amp clamp. Have you seen it yet, John?
I think so.
I just like that field piece that John's got because it's a swivel head.
Yeah.
Is Redfish are they affiliated with iManifold or are they still affiliated with Bergman? Like
Nah, I don't know, man. Berkman, I can't keep up with him anymore. I know he owned Redfish at one time, and then he was,
I think he's still a part of it.
I have no clue. I mean, I don't even know if is Imperial still tied in with iManifold.
Yes, they list him as a vice president.
What's that?
They list him as a vice president. I seen it the other day.
Okay.
But you never hear them say the Imperial iManifold now. It's just the iManifold.
Yeah, because they used to stretch Imperial iManifold. Now they don't.
Right.
Yeah, there's no name in Imperial anymore.
No, so I can't keep up. I don't know, man. And ever since Berkman left iManifold, it's like iManifold went poof. It just fell off. You don't hear.
I seen a thing on Facebook today where they got a training girl now, and they're going to have some sort of training course online or something. I don't know. I didn't bother reading the whole thing. But the redfish meter is connected with Jim.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, whatever Jim comes out with, people follow. And if he leaves it, they quit using it.
And what's good about that one is when you're using the Measure Quick app and you put in your power amps and goes right to the spot in the software. You don't have to type it in.
Yeah.
Well, and also I think that when you do that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can get like a certified stamped startup or system when you're actually using their.
Yeah.
Yes. California drove a lot of that. I think that's a requirement out there. I think that they have to show that. I guess it's to prove their SEER and their efficiency.
Yeah, Meyer family, I think it depends on where you live too. I think if I lived down by John and all these guys working in attics all the time, I'd be looking for a new job.
Yeah, me too, man. There's no way I could do attics all day long.
I walk down the stairs to get to my furnace.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, remember, Adam, like I told you in our chat the other night, if you live down in my area, you'd be looking for another job too, because you got to have contractor's license here to have your own business.
Yeah.
Doing installs, that is, installs and any system that if you do a change out on the system and you actually change refrigerants, you have to have a contractor's license.
That's
we gotta have that too. We got master mechanical and all that stuff.
That's the way it is in Alabama too. You can't touch nothing without a contractor's license.
Now here you can do service work, and that's what I do. I mean, on my company, I just do service work, but no law against that.
See, that kind of confuses me because I know Chicago is super strict with everything, and like you guys are basically telling me it's harder to even work, period. But this is like a freaking the Wild West in a sense that there's hundreds or thousands of companies around,
Did they set up? Set up contractors things down where y'all at?
What's that?
I'm from Florida. What they do is they have Like they do drug bust, they do contractors things for people that works unlicensed.
They do it here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
like
can charge,
it's like that shit you see on Dateline.
Yeah.
they can charge you with a felony for not having your
Yeah.
HVAC license in Florida, even doing
Yeah.
service work. If
There's
you write
there's
somebody
no.
a bill,
I'm sorry.
if you write somebody a bill or charge them, you have to be licensed. If not, they can turn you
That's
in,
right.
and you can have to pay a fine. They can take you to jail. I know a guy got charged with a felony because he got caught the second time, and they said, "Well, since you don't have no workers' comp insurance, no business license, in the state of Florida, if you don't have workers' comp insurance, it's a felony." So they charge him with a
Wow.
felony, all kinds of shit.
Oh well, I have a
Wow.
business license. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
but I'm just not a licensed contractor, so I can't do new installs and I can't do change outs that involve changing. Say if it's an old R22 system and I'm going to put a 410A system in, I can't do that. I
What do you
can't
do then with
commit.
your customers?
I sub it out. I've got a guy that'll come in and put a system in for $2,500, brand new system, duct and everything.
2,500.
2,500.
So he's making like $100.
Who me? No, I usually make close to $1,000 or more off of just him doing the work.
Huh.
I know here you can't do service or installs without a contractor license, but it's just another money grab. You just pay
Well,
monthly,
Yeah, but you have
yearly.
free health
Canada's
care.
super strict on all their stuff,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But you know
Yeah.
what it is?
Hey,
They-
hey,
yeah.
Ted, what are you calling BS on?
I
So,
think the felony stuff is when he
Oh,
said that.
yeah. Hey, John, I don't think it's $1 million a week, but they're serious. They have a lot of business. And you know what? Like I see some of their work, Four Seasons, and they have some really good guys, and then they have some stuff that will kill people. Their quality of work. So, there was I'm sure you guys all have the HVAC memes that everyone sends around and all that.
oh, he was. Ted's actually calling BS on. I think on the
Oh,
on Mike's subcontractor
yeah.
for
I was
2,500.
gonna say that's crazy, man.
Oh no, dude, I'm serious.
That's crazy.
I'm dead serious.
I don't even
I'm
do
not
a
gonna
furnace
say
for
it.
2,500.
You might get a good one, but he's gonna put you a
Yeah.
new system in. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
so-
just whatever
It's
he can
crazy.
get cheapest.
So you give the job to him, or it runs through you?
It runs. He does it through me using his. Well, basically, I hire him to do the job.
Right, but you can't legally sell the job.
No.
Dude, I won't even put a furnace in for $2,500.
But he gives you.
Wow.
My cut.
Good.
He gives me
Okay.
my cut. Yeah.
That's buying equipment too.
No, that's not buying equipment.
I've done furnaces for about 25, 28 and still come out with $1,000 bucks in pocket.
I'll be right back, fellas.
It's a good one, but
Hey, Alex, I've never had that problem. I don't how hot are you getting those service valves? Normally it's fairly easy, I think. I don't know. Just seems like the rest of them. But yeah, you guys there's a company by us called Four Seasons and they're freaking huge. They're like every 5 minutes at every Bears game, they're like all across all the billboards and everything like that. They have trucks everywhere. They're crazy how big they are. I just wonder how they hire so many people and are able to keep succeeding at what they do.
Well, they probably do more just heating and cooling, right?
No, they're
Right.
heating and cooling.
They don't do like
I think they
electrical
might
plumbing
do
and-
like the main bread and butter is heating and cooling. I heard they do Four Seasons like something home service or something too, but not a lot.
They pay their guys piece rate.
What's that?
That company pays their guys probably piece rate.
I don't know what they do, to be honest with you.
Because if
piecework.
you're getting paid piece rate, you're gonna find a way to change the contact or change the capacitor. Because some places are charging $500 to change the capacitor out. We're around 250.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. See, I'm doing it all wrong.
In Florida,
Sounds like you are.
when I was in Florida, they were charging $500 for a capacitor at the beach
Yeah.
because they know they can get it.
That's nuts.
See, I don't know how you guys feel. I'm like, I always struggle with pricing. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, I'm okay with like giving somebody a bill. I always feel a little bit like guilty. Hey, I'm charging them too much money. But like when I'm really busy, it is what it is. And then like when people argue about the bill, I got this from somebody else, but I use this when I'm like having a bad day, and somebody's like, "You're really going to charge me for that much for that part?" I said, "Hey, the part is free. You're paying me for my time and my knowledge."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really I don't get too much kickback on my pricing. You know, people are like, okay, just fix it. I don't care. Now, now on equipment bids, I'll get some feedback on that. But when I'm doing service, whatever price they give them, you know, they're usually cool with it.
I have a hard time charging a 7-year-old lady $150 change out of contactor. I mean,
Man,
I just can't
they're-
do
You gotta
it.
make money. You gotta make money, man. You're in
Yeah.
business, not to lose money. I hear you. I feel bad about charging, people too, but you gotta do it if you want to stay in business.
yeah.
You know, I sent most of you guys in the hangout a picture of a job I looked at the other day. I think it was
Yeah,
yesterday.
that one with the return.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the realtor called me, and he was asking me what I could do for him, and I'm like, dude, I got to take everything out and start from scratch. And he was pissed, and he said, I'm like, I hope you didn't pay a lot for that. He said he paid $3,500 for that furnace install.
Nice. That was a good one.
Yeah, I think it was about 3,400 too much.
Yeah.
I get $65 change out of contactor.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
How much? How much?
$65.
Oh,
Gotta raise your prices,
you're
man.
robbing. You're robbing yourself.
Yeah.
Now, does that include service fee or?
No. I have a $75 service fee.
We charge $195 for a contactor plus a $60.
I get $95 a pound for R22 and $65 a pound for a replacement.
You get more than we are on refrigerant. We get 58 on both. Where we're using 407C.
Yeah. Well, I charge 65 for 407, 65 for MO99, and like I said, 95 for R22.
Yeah, I'm at 125 for R22.
But I also get 95 for 410.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Last year, send link, please. Last year we were selling. Chicago's expensive for R22. Last year we were at 150 a pound.
Mm.
Yeah, I know I'm robbing myself on a lot of it. I mean, but I do a lot of work for people that are on really tight budgets.
Do you do any refrigeration
Everybody's on a
work?
tight budget if you ask them.
You doing any refrigeration work?
I've started doing a little.
That's where you're gonna make the most money. Refrigeration.
Yeah. Until you start working for these packy guys down here at
I
these
know how
gas
they are.
stations and
I
stuff.
know
Yeah.
I know how they are. But a lot of times, man, they gotta fix it. So they gotta pay. They can't. A lot of places they got meat and stuff. They can't tell you no because it's got to be fixed. Or they
Yeah,
won't be.
I did this one job for this one guy, and then he's like, I don't care, just fix it. And then when I got done, I give him the bill, and he's like, he doesn't want to pay that, and I'm like, well, I can undo what I did, and finally he paid me, but he didn't like it, and I never went back. I mean, he's called me a couple times to go back, and I'm like, no, I ain't going to work for somebody who's trying to beat me down every time I try to do the work.
Every Indian, Pakistani, and they're all like that. We had one day we went to go change his unit out, and we tore the old one out. Had a cracked heat exchanger, old train unit, and we're setting a new one in there, package unit. He wanted us to seal with spray foam around the duct where it comes out the concrete wall, but we built a weather hood around it. It's got a hood around it. We're like, dude, this thing has a hood around it. There's no need to put foam. Then he brings out another proposal. Can you do it for this price and clean my ducts for free? My boss came up there and told us, he told the guy, said, fuck no. And he said, we're taking our shit. We're going elsewhere. He said, we don't want to do no more business with you.
Yeah. And I handle those refrigeration calls every day, Adams. Every day.
My brother-in-law did a out of the wall, re-wallpapered. So when you took the old paper down, resized the wall, put the new stuff up, charged him $300 in his office, and he says, "Oh man, that's too much. You guys didn't do all that. It didn't take you that long." I told my brother-in-law to go while he's only buying half. He said, "Oh, now wait a minute, I'll pay you."
How many of y'all ever messed with a I think they're called Unico high static pressure units? Got the air goes through PVC pipe.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've never.
Yeah, I messed with one of those the other day. They're a pain in the ass to set
What do
a
you-
charge on.
It's different than the regular Unico units.
They're real long, and it hooks to a. Then you got your supply duct. Then that hooks to PVC pipes for each run you got wherever you want your run at.
But it's a different air handler than the ones that have the little flex ducts, like the 2-inch flex ducts.
No, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But these were PVC pipe they ran through. They didn't use flex duct. They used PVC pipe.
I work on Unico. I kind of prefer Unico. I think like the two top ones are Unico and Space Pack, and I kind of prefer Unico to the high velocity systems.
Have you had any issues setting your superheat and subcool?
No. I usually just look at the subcooling. I reference the superheat, and then because a lot of times by the time I'm done, it's freaking blazing in the house. So you got to pull it down a little bit before you can get an accurate superheat.
Yeah. I always say 12 to 24 hours.
Adam, are those in a lot of like old houses where there's no room for ductwork, or?
Yeah, like mostly houses with boilers. Ted, yeah, well, you got to test power with your fingers by licking your pointer finger and your thumb.
Look at Andrew.
You put tap your freaking.
Where'd John go?
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Where's Ted? I thought he was coming out here.
I'm about to send him an email.
Do you see that hack job he was on this week?
Yes, I did. That was horrible.
After I left, I thought of that job that I sent you guys the pictures on. After I left that job, I was thinking I should have taken a little video. But I'm going to go back and fix that job, so I'll probably do it then.
I heard y'all talking about
The furnace.
Yeah.
about charging for certain parts and stuff. I wrote in the chat, I don't know if y'all saw it, but
Yeah, I saw that.
I used to work for in Lafayette when I lived in Lafayette. They charged $5.54 for a capacitor.
That was every customer.
Yep.
Damn.
Good money.
You don't
How
need to
much
change
did
us
you
when
get
you're
in
doing that.
Was you on piece rate, John?
Nope.
He really made money.
No, we got a company here that does that performance pay shit, and it's not technicians; it's a bunch of salesmen in trucks.
I know.
All right, Ted. I emailed you the link.
I
think
feel
I'm
like
gonna
people
raise my
complain
price.
less for flat rate. You know, that's
We're
my
flat.
experience.
Yeah.
Even though they're paying more, they don't realize they're paying more. They just know what the bottom line is, and they're happy with it.
Yeah.
I might raise my prices a little bit. I don't know since I'm hearing all this, but look, in 3 weeks, if I'm on here trying to sell y'all all my equipment, it didn't work out.
You know, I had a guy come in. I took a class from this guy, and he came in and I paid him a couple $100 to go over our books and everything. And I was asking him what is the going rate? What should I be charging per hour? And he basically said you need to charge what your overhead is. You need to look at your overhead, and that's what you need to charge. Period. You can't look at other companies. You know
Exactly.
At $5.50 a contactor, I only got to do two a week, and I'm done.
That's a furnace job.
I got to set 240-ton Yorks this week, John. Your favorite.
Oh yeah.
Damn, what are you going to use a helicopter for those?
A big ass crane.
You should make a video on that.
Yeah.
Are you
one of
are you going back to Florida?
not yet. We had a little talk about money and stuff like that. Try to get a little pay raise. My goal is to get my own contractor's license in Florida in the end, but thought about getting the Georgia license too. Because right now, where I'm working, the owner's sending his son to go get our Georgia license, but he's a druggie. He ain't gonna pass.
Andrew, the consultant I had out, basically, he told me that if I'm not averaging $300 a call, I'm not making $1.
Yep.
That's minimum $300 a call.
That's probably about right. I mean, the amount of taxes you pay is ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Insurance, taxes, all that shit add up quick.
People don't realize that, I actually had a discussion with the lady, and she's like, how much are you charging me to come out to my house? And I told her, and she's like, how could you justify doing that? I'm like, do you have health insurance? She said, yeah. I said, well, I deserve to have health insurance too, and so do my guys.
Yep.
So there's a lot more that goes into it than just driving to your house.
We got somebody new in here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I couldn't tell who it was.
I think it's me.
Oh shit! It's Ted.
The man
Dude, I
himself.
don't know how to work this thing, man.
Well, we can hear you.
Well, I don't know how to work it.
Well, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Well, I did you a favor then. Actually, I don't want you to see what I'm doing.
That's creepy.
We made it to the big time now. Ted Cook's here.
You're going to get some news today, John.
You guys are talking about service and pricing and stuff. This will blow your mind right here. I consider service an investment. Because I'll tell you this. Now, I don't know. I guess other people can do things other ways, but I just decided about 15 years ago I was never going to really make a living off service work. I'm not going to make my money $100 or $300 at a time. It just ain't going to happen. I'm not going to be satisfied with that. So I do it I hate the word cheap. I really do. I hate that word, but I do it as cheap as I can. And I try to just keep that locked in, relationship with the customer. And when it's time for a change out, if I'm $500 higher than the next guy or something, they'll usually buy it from me. I mean, you got to use your judgment, and you got to tell if you're at a gypsy's house that's going to fly in and out and they're never going to be around. Obviously, you charge them a fair price, but a premium price. But the people that are the higher end customers, which is what I target anyway,
Right.
Well, I really do them cheap. That's why when everybody said, "What you do? What?" When I said I get $135 for a contactor, that's what I get. Now I don't let my guys do that, but if I go to the call myself, I get $90 plus whatever the part is, and we both know a contactor doesn't cost $45.
Right.
So that's what I do a contactor for. A capacitor, get this, you'll really crap over this. I get 105 for a capacitor. If that's all that's wrong, if that is all that's wrong.
That's what the service call.
Yeah, $90 for the service call, and that includes a half hour. And it's 105 an hour after that.
Well, let me ask you this. I pretty much, after following your videos, I know you either do a 14 seer or you do a 16 single with a variable speed, or you do the 20.
Those are the three that I quote at all times. I feel like I've picked the cherries from the bunch with those three.
Now, I know every job is different, but average, what is each one of those like run average in price?
What do you about 7,000, 8,000, and 10.5 to 11.5, depending on the sizes, but we'll just base that on 2.5 to 3 tons.
Okay, so
you get about 7 for you're talking complete systems, right?
Right.
Just change outs.
Yeah.
So what I include with a change out is everything mechanical. I'll include the furnace or air handler, the coil, drain pan, line set if it's on the bottom floor, top floor we flush, obviously the condenser, the pad, and a thermostat. So the 14 seer comes with all that, $7,000. The 16 seer, which will have a 2-stage heating and variable speed blower, but still a single stage. I hate the so-called 2-stage compressors now. They're a joke.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute after you get done talking about
they're
price.
a joke. But so I get $8,000 for that system, and that includes the 824 stat. The Wi-Fi touchscreen, the little stat of training.
Right. Yeah, because what is it? The six something.
Yeah, I don't buy those.
50 or whatever.
Yeah.
You haven't had problems with the Nexia products?
Way back I did, but no, I don't have problems with them. But I don't push the whole Nexia household like Train. Wants you to go to all this. I don't cooperate as well as everybody thinks I do with Train. I do things my way, and I tell them as well as I'll tell you. They're married to me. I'm not married to them.
Right.
I give them the money every year.
Right. I don't want to get him off track. So about $8,000 for the 16 seer setup, and how much does the 20 run people? I know every job's different.
10.5 to 11.5. It just depends on what it is. Size wise and everything, and what all I have to do, because I'll tell you this, I'm not going to sell a 20 seer to anybody that wants one. If your duct system is crap, I'm not about to sell you a 20 seer and let you call me and tell me your bills went up, because if you don't understand that a lot of times you can put the variable speed blower in and the bills actually go up, because we all know the variable speed blower, it's going to ramp up. If you choke it down, it's just going to crank it, buddy. Yeah. And the wattage will go through the roof, and it'll actually run the bills up.
Right.
So okay. I won't sell that to anybody.
So what's your issue? I've always wondered why you do 14 single, 16 single stage outdoor. Why you don't do the 18? What is your issue with the 2-stage? Is it because they have an unloader?
Right. It's just a joke of a 2-stage to me. Now, back when 2-stage was true 2-stage and you had 2 compressors in the machine, God, I hated those things because you had to try to get them up on a hand truck,
Right.
The pallets would break on those things. You couldn't keep
everything would break. Your back would break. Everything would break, man. Those things were terrible. And if you ever had to replace one.
Do you not like the 18 series because they're not really saving on their electric bill? Or because they're still it's more beneficial than a single stage comfort wise.
I like the 18V with a variable.
Okay, so what is the percentage on a 18 2-stage? If it's in low stage,
hell, it's friggin' 80%, man. Now somebody told me
in low,
some of them are 7. Yeah, somebody told me some of the unloading compressors actually went down to 70%, but that's just not enough to thrill me, and I just don't see Like you didn't run a smaller motor and it's not an inverter driven motor. So it's not actually drawing less power for that reason. It's just drawing a little bit less power because, it's relieving some of its pressure. So the fact is you get a little bit of help in dehumidification. Other than that, I just don't think you're getting anything out of that single stage, and you need to cough up the bucks for the Mac Daddy. That's just the cherries from the bunch that I've picked. Now I can't tell you how many engineers have nitpicked, and it's mostly engineers, and made me quote this and quote that and quote that.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, they come back to the 3 that I've suggested, the 3 cherries. Now, my 16, we all know that's not middle of the road. A 16 SEER system with a 2-stage heating and variable speed blower, that's the beginning of the upper end. That's not really the middle of the road.
Right.
Middle of the road would be a 15 or a 16 with what do you call those stupid motors? I don't buy them.
Constant torque.
Constant torque.
X13.
There you go. I like to call them X13s, but all the train. No, don't call. That's not our test. You call them what you want, buddy. But needless to say, everybody thinks I love train. Well, I do. I love the equipment, but I'll argue with them in a minute, and I'll pick like that XT furnace, for example. I have never, ever, ever, ever sold one of them.
I agree with you.
One.
I think if you're gonna if you're gonna go for an XT, you spend a couple $100 extra.
Just get the V, man. Why buy an ECM motor if you know it's a failure prone piece of crap? If I'm gonna have an ECM motor, it's going to be a variable speed motor, and that's
Right.
just, the other one. What's that other air handler? The little bitty plastic coated one. It's not a TAM.
The GAM.
Yeah. Man, I've never bought one of those. What the heck would I buy that for?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the old metal air handler.
So what's the difference between the XV18 and the XV20 besides the top?
The plastic top.
Spending less money a month.
Well, he means mechanically. He means mechanically the machine.
It's a bigger coil. It's a bigger coil.
Yep. John's a machine head like me. And so he's asking that. And I'm saying it has about 3 or 4 inches taller, more wraps on the spine fin.
Right.
And the stupid $130 plastic top, and that's it. Well,
okay.
the blower is different, or the fan is different in order to incorporate that plastic
and
top.
You don't sell those, do you?
I mean, I have only when they made me. In other words, I'll give you my standard quote, and that's what I suggest as the 3 cherries off the tree. But if you want to buy a different product, as long as it's not violating put it this way, I'll sell anything Train makes other than these 3 things right here. I will not sell an XT furnace. I don't care if they give it to me. I'm not putting it in your house.
Right.
I will not sell a GAM air handler, and I absolutely will not sell a Clean Effects.
Oh, wow.
Clean Effects are garbage.
Those are the stupidest 3 products that they ever made. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Now, there's a lot of other products that I don't stock and I don't sell. Those intermediate controls, 624s, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff I don't sell of theirs, but I'm not against them. And if somebody wanted them, I would. But I don't care who you are. I'm not buying an XT furnace for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to come back and fix it. I don't want to come back and change even if I did the duct system, even if it was a perfect system, we all know the fixed speed ECMs fail. You can call them X13s. You can call them constant torques. You can call them anything you want. They fail. They just fail. I don't like them.
Yeah, that's a good question in the chat right there for you, Ted. Guy said, June, I think, gas furnaces for your 14 SEER setup. Well, this is only for gas furnaces, not air handlers. You will no longer be able to get a gas furnace with a PSC motor. So does that mean you're going to do variable speed even on a 14 SEER?
Oh yeah. Well, see, Train soon the S furnaces are going to take over the whole line, and we're going to have communicating S furnaces. Now, I'm not totally freaked out over that furnace line, but I like it and I'll take it and I'll use it. I do like the short, I do like the fact that since our coils are getting longer and longer, I do like the short.
But Ted, the depth of the blower compartment on the S furnaces is just too small. You can't get a full size like 25-inch filter rack on it. You have to put it on a box. You can't get like a 20 by 25. You just can't do it. The depth doesn't go all the way. You don't get the depth on those.
Can I add that to my I won't do it list? Is I don't know what do you mean filter rack? What the heck is a filter rack? What's that?
Are you messing around?
No, I don't know what a filter rack is. I mean, in other words, we use either a filter grill in the house as your only filter, or we use a filter grill as the pre-filter, and then a what do you want to call it? Whole house, 5-inch cap, media filter right on the furnace. What's a filter rack?
So like a 1-inch filter. I mean, it's different. Obviously, I see a lot of your videos are either in crawl spaces or in attics or whatnot. But like we're in basements, and so like our 1-inch filters are right at the furnace.
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why
he's talking about they make these little cabinets that you can mount to the furnace that has a little door for a 1-inch filter instead of some of the
use here.
Instead of some of the ones you've seen, Ted, where they just cut a slit in the duct and slide the filter in. This is actually a rack, I guess you'd say, with a door.
So it's a better way of doing something cheap. But you know how much Lennox you know how much those filters I use. I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they're made by Lennox.
That's a Lennox filter system.
You know how much it is? You know how much that whole cabinet is?
I don't.
$60, dude.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, but
$60. Why would you not use that? And the $18 filter element,
Have you guys tried? Have you just tried? Like, all right, pretty much any furnace. If you guys could name a furnace, I'd be surprised if you can. But like, pretty much every furnace is made is designed to run at 0.5 inches of total external static pressure. Okay, so start adding that up with your coil, your media filter, and everything. It's like very difficult to actually run a furnace in design specs. It's very difficult to do.
Well, I think I'm seeing the point that you're making now about the basements. So what you're saying is you do a large amount of upflow.
Yep.
So the short profile furnace is not going to be as big of a thrill for you because you're not stuck in horizontal positions in the attic and in the crawl spaces and stuff. So it's going to require more of a transition. You're going to have to do something to every furnace because the height of the blower and also I hope you're a stickler for this too, but I don't want my return on the side where the motor is. You need to be in the other side of the blower, and that's a real problem in some duct situations where you're already set up and bound by the particular style in the house. If your upflow and your return, your filter and your plenum, whatever, absolutely has to be on one side or the other. I hate it when that's the side of the motor. And if it is, we'll cut the whole cabinet out, and try our best to get as much air around that as we can. But I see your point. What it is you got a lot of upflow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What we do, I'm the same way. We got basements and we always set them on the box. So we pull through the box and through the side.
And then you gained back some of the height you saved. But I tell you, the houses like he's talking about up there, they're probably not, basements are not short. Like when we get a walk-in basement, it's like 5.5 feet tall, so.
We got like 8-9 foot basements.
Right. Yeah. You got a real basement. And so the S9 furnace was not a big favor to you. You were fine with the XB and XV and XR or whatever.
40-inch furnaces.
Yeah, you were fine with those. And so if you wanted to get a 16 by 25, for example, 5-inch filter, you're going to have to make a transition to use the full effect, to use the whole surface area of the filter. That's
exactly.
That's definitely a weak point. That's absolutely a weak point of the But hey, look at it this way. I know you hated Quattros worse than this, so at least the S9 furnaces ain't as bad as a Quattro.
I like them. And you know what? There's no dip switches on the things. You got that little LED, and it's pretty nice. You have to do less wiring. You know, Ted, you use enhanced mode, right?
I set up everything. I micromanage the whole system. I set up everything they give you. I'm not going to let them give me a feature I'm not going to use.
So 9 out of 10 jobs that I don't install that I'm running service on does not have enhanced mode set up on it.
Now, Ted, he's in Tennessee, right?
No, I'm in South Carolina. We got the real rednecks down here, man.
Is that Duck Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty.
No,
That's
that's
over there where John
Doug Dynasty's in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's down yonder way, man.
Yeah.
Careful, can't be stepping on toes here.
No.
Those guys are my heroes, man. I thought that was a great show. I like The Office a little better, but Duck Dynasty, when that came out, man, that was the first of its kind. I'm a big fan of Moonshiners. I've actually met 2 of those guys. I thought Moonshiners was awesome.
Are they for real? Is that like are those legit guys?
Well, the show is not for real. And all they're doing is boiling water and whatever, because of the legalities. But yeah, every single one of them, according to the 2 I've met. Now, I've met Big Chuck and Josh. I've met those. I was sitting in Pete Hill motorcycles one day, just sitting there, waiting forever on them to finish one of my shovel heads. And in walks Big Chuck. He just walked right in the front door. And I said, look at that, look at that. And they said, oh, yeah, he's a customer.
Who got the shine? Where's the shine?
Yeah, we woke somebody up over there.
Hey, Ted, you need to do a video on your cars. I was watching one of your videos today and talking about your Vets and your Camaros and your bikes.
Yeah, I really shouldn't, I really shouldn't talk about that so much. There's way too many of them. It's way so much, and it looks just so asinine. But really, the truth is, I'm not rich. I'm just a friggin' hoarder. And I've been hoarding them, man, and I'm old. So, I'm an old hoarder. So that's why actually, I always say I got 6 Harleys. I bought another one today. I bought a Panhead today. So I got 7. And I don't even hardly ride them. I mean, who the hell, why do I do that? Why do I need that? What is up?
You know why, Ted? Because you can.
Well, it's not real bright. I mean, the kids are, I got one that's a junior in college, pretty soon to be free of all that. My oldest boy's 30, and his house is bigger than mine. He's got a pool. I mean, so I don't really have any kids to raise. I mean, you're right. I do it because I can. Gets on my wife's nerves a little bit.
Have you thought about kicking Train to the curb and start selling Carrier?
Have you thought about eating what and dying?
You know who you're talking to?
Nothing personal. I was just answering the question.
I'll just give you a hard time, man.
Well, I hope you know that I was too. I mean, I really don't want you to die. Now, you can eat the other stuff, but don't die. I was just kidding, man.
Have any of you guys besides John and Ted heard either Train the XV18s or the 20s run?
I have, yeah.
They're nice. They're like silent.
Yeah, till you get one with a problem.
So why are you so hooked on Train for?
Because it is the best residential HVAC product that money can buy. And that is a mechanical, statistical fact. It is not an opinion.
How long you been selling?
Be glad to prove it. Be glad to prove it beyond any shadow of any doubt. I actually started in the late 80s. I was obviously working on Train and whatever before I started my own business, but since the late 80s. I mean, we had, for example, this inverter machine you're talking about. we did it first and we do it best. And everybody says, no, that technology came from the mini splits. Well, you know, we did it before the mini splits were even in this country. In 1990, 91, and 92, we sold, I say we, I'm a team player. I know I'm not part of Train, but I just say we, Train. We had the exact same DC driven 3-phase DC inverter driven compressor in 1990, 91, and 92. We had the board. I can show it to you. I got the books on it. And there's another guy on here that did a video of one still running. And I'll remember his name in a couple of days when we're not here anymore. But that we had that technology and nobody would buy it. It was ridiculously expensive and none of the techs could work on it. And we were all driving the FSRs crazy, calling in every time we saw one and saying, what are we supposed to do with this? But you just, it's shockingly close to this. The drive, is the same. It's just such the same technology. And we had that then. And, so I sell it because it's the best product that money can buy. That's why. Everybody's tried to copy us. What about Carrier? You mentioned Carrier. Do you remember? Well, you're actually not old enough to remember, so I'll just tell you. They miserably failed when they tried to copy our spine fin coil. What a joke that machine was.
I'd have to vouch for that. That was pretty bad.
Those little round.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess what they did? Guess where they failed? They did fine making the coil. Where the failure is the 3-step sealing process of the transition from copper to aluminum. That's where everybody fails.
What does Train call that? That's the Cooper nickel.
Well, no, we have a 3. There's 3 seals to that actually. They give us these little demos of it. It's too bad you can't go to the factory and see it. They do it right in front of you. And I'll tell you what, a minute ago, somebody mentioned, I think it was John, mentioned that spine fin coil machine. That thing is intimidating, buddy. It spins a whole, okay, so the spines are, I know everybody's bought the 1-inch aluminum duct strap that, some of you buy the steel or the aluminum, whichever you want, but it's like 1 inch wide and you hang, flue pipe or whatever with it, duct with it.
Right.
That's what they make the spine fin out of. It looks exactly like that. And there's this huge spool, bigger than any spool you ever saw, wooden spools, that have that 1-inch aluminum strapping on it. And that whole spool spins and the line spins. And that's how big the room has to be. Dude's proud of his hat there, ain't he?
I got it for you, man.
But that's an intimidating machine to, it's just really something else to see that spine fin coil being made. It's something else. Everybody's going to get their hats now. Hey, look at that dude's comfort taker up there, whatever that thing is. Was that
it's an Arco Air, same thing.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah, that was the one with those knobs.
So when you sold the comfort maker equipment, you were still selling Train, right? You were just using it as a second line.
Yeah. Oh, he's got the tagline there. So, well, I know you're not a hater, but anyway, yeah, I did. But the thing is, I was just constantly getting. Here was the thing. I was the one guy smart enough not to erode the market. So back then we were a distributor state, right? I know you've heard me talk about how great the prices are now. Back then, Train was ridiculous to purchase. I mean, this is like in 2009, 2010, we still had a distributor. Man, we paid $700 for a 950 thermostat.
Wow.
That's what we're paying now. That's what we're paying now, Ted.
Well, we pay $350. Well, they're 1050s now, but we pay $350. I promise. I can show it to you.
A 1050 thermostat?
Yeah, $350.
I'll have to look it up, see what I pay.
Ted, I've asked you can you? I don't know if you want to say it on this chat or whatever, but I've asked you a couple times. I've never seen you answer. But the S9 V2 furnace, what's your price on that? Like 100,000, 80,000, something like that.
My price to purchase it?
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up, but I don't have a problem saying it on here. I'll look it up right now. I mean, what's going to happen to me, you know? What are they going to do?
I just like honestly, I love Train. My dad started working he worked for Train, installing Train equipment for Train in 1973. My family's been involved with them since back then. I love them, but like we're a distributor state, and their prices are crazy.
See, my 1050 is 380.
That's not so bad. Are
And
you
I'm a
on
distributor
tier 2 or 3 or something?
See, he's American. He's American standard. Tim.
Yeah, I go through a distributor.
Yeah, that's still not bad. That's
like the S92V furnace, 100,000 BTU.
Yeah,
is 1954.
Yeah, he's got his stuff pulled up a little quicker than me. I'm sitting here skating through the. See, I'm real lazy. I use the inside sales team. All right, here we go. S9. 3-ton. I'm in the matchup section. Jeez. Man, I ain't paying that much for a 120. The 120 is 1859.
That's pretty good.
1618. You're asking about the S9 V2 100,000 BTU, Adam?
Yep.
Yeah, 1618.
So that's a good price.
But I'm on tier 5. In other words, we spend well over $500,000 a year with Train.
So the name
started selling American Standard.
Of the name of the supplier is what? Just Train Supply?
No, there is no supplier. I'm the dude.
No,
I'm
but I
direct.
mean, yeah, but where you go pick up your stuff at?
There's a warehouse and a guy with a forklift and a printer in the corner. There's no counter, no help, no nothing. This is direct. This is factory direct.
I got you.
Yeah, there ain't.
So where do you get billed from?
Right on my computer.
Okay.
It's called.
So we got a Train.
Comfort.
We got a Train direct here too, but it's commercial.
Well, now the CSO has been in a lot more states for a lot longer. That's the commercial sales outlet or office, whatever.
Yeah.
But the DSO just took over a bunch of more states, and they took my state over. You know, it scared me for a minute. But see, that's why when John was talking about a minute ago that I was selling the comfort makers, it was during the tax credit years, 2010 to 9, 10, 11, back through there. And, Train was so high through the distributor that, we burned it up, buddy. I mean, I sold about, I don't know. I tried to look all that up and figure it out one time, but it was several hundred comfort maker systems as a second line. It wasn't even, I was still doing my Train jobs, but I just sold them to be competitive during the tax credit years because they could get $1,500 tax credit. They would buy higher end stuff. And I'm a high end guy. I hate 13, 14 SEER stuff. I just hate it. It's actually more dependable, but I hate it, I guess that doesn't make sense.
Are you don't sell any of those side discharge units, Ted?
I'll sell one of those when I need one of those. Like my buddy down in Charleston has a condo with where all the condensers are in the dang garage below where everybody parks. And I took some pictures one time of all the Goodmans and regular top discharge units that are sitting up on shelves in there, and literally 4 to 5 inches between the top of the unit and the wood.
I kind of like them. They're just the accessibility to everything on them. Like if you ever had to replace a compressor or something like that, it'd be a hell of a lot easier on that.
Yeah. Well, just install your systems right, and you'll put very little compressors.
No, I know. I'm just
And,
thinking,
compressors just don't fail for the fun of it
No.
anymore. But
I've never installed a train side discharge, but I did install one of those Yorks, and those are kind of asinine if you ask me. The fan blows towards the wall.
yeah, York's asinine anyway. Totally. I call him Yark.
I agree.
Nobody around here gets
Yark.
that. I said that the other day, and John said, knock it off, Ted. It's become habit, man. We've been saying it here. Me and all the train guys, everybody, we've been saying it here because I guess, back when you and me used to fight over train and other stuff, I would show that to everybody. So, you had a bunch of fans here that you never knew were your fan adversaries, whatever you want to call it, I mean, we would show all that stuff, man. That one video you made to answer me for giving that nasty comment on one of your videos, man, that was so awesome. You looked down and you looked at real serious and you cut your eyes in and said, "You little bastard, I know you know who I'm talking about, so I know you." I took that video, awesome. Man. I took that video. It was John back when he had hair on his head. I took that video and I chopped it up and I made him point. He was pointing. He leaned down and peered his eyes at the camera, and he said, "And you little bastard." So I did it just like that Max Headroom thing, that repeat peak thing. I said, "And you little bastard, and you little bastard, and you little bastard." Did it like that about 10 times, and I made a little thing, and I was showing that to I mean, it was never published, but I was showing it to my, the FSRs, the territory manager, and all that. We had a lot of fun with that train battle, and they were like, "Well, do you think you can really get him to go on the tour?" I said, "Hell no, he'd go in there and throw spitballs at everybody. He ain't going on that factory tour." I mean, like years later, he said, "Yeah, man, I'd go with you someday. Why not?" But I mean, on one hand, I really shouldn't have started all that crap. I mean, here's this kid, 20 something, 24 years old, working hard, grew up with his dad doing the business. I mean, that was something that I should have been, "Hey man, hey, I did that," but instead I wanted to pick on him like an idiot. And I shouldn't have done all that. But, the thing is, I got that, it's like picking at a scab, man. I got that sore subject. When you start cracking on train, I'm ready to, argue about it. I don't know what it is, but it's just who I am, I don't know what I would do if train said, "Okay, we're leaving South Carolina. You can't have it anymore." What the heck would I do?
You'd go into a damn depression, Ted.
No, I wouldn't be able to work, man. What would I sell?
You'd be selling Carrier.
Dude, my whole world is painted green. John was even laughing at my carpet a couple weeks ago. My carpet is green in my office.
No, I wasn't laughing at it. I was just asking what it was,
Well, you did say, "What is up with the green carpet?"
Yeah.
You got a nice big office though, Ted.
Yeah, and it's
got
all,
a lot of room for activities in that place.
It's all green too. So what would I do? I really don't have a problem with ICP products. I don't like the straight carriers. I just don't. I know it's mostly the same. I really do. I understand that. I guess you guys know it's two different factories, and ICP was standalone away from Carrier before the merger and before United Technologies.
Right.
So
right.
ICP has been a standalone product for many, many years that had absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with Carrier.
Right.
So when Carrier bought them, all they got rid of was the package unit facility, because they had a separate plant for package units.
Right.
All they did was shut that down.
Yeah, because now they are the same factory.
Yes.
Well, it slowly started just to where everything was becoming really, really, really similar. But the biggest thing with Carrier, they just don't have a market that I can attack here and really grasp.
I'm a big fan of their inducer motors and their secondary heat exchangers.
So
exactly right.
So you really like the worst part of their machines, huh? I'll tell you what, if you ever change an inducer motor on one of their stupid package units,
they're a bitch.
You won't be a fan of that anymore, man. I don't know. Do you have a lot of gas packs there? A lot of package units there, Adam?
Just basically and a rooftop unit or something like that. Just
Yeah.
we have furnaces in the basement, condensers outside.
So
Yeah,
you're
it's-
not loaded with them, so you don't really
No.
see a bunch of them. But every
And
time
see,
I see one of those, man, it just
and
yuck.
see, Ted, I'm shocked. Like when I see how many package units you go on residential houses. See, we don't see that here either. That's very rare that we see that.
I hate them. I'll tell you what, I hate them because they're not efficient.
Right.
They sit outside. I mean, duh, conditioned
sound-
air going through outside.
You sound just like my dad. My
I mean,
dad
that's
hates them.
so backwards, But the only efficiency you're going to get out of the burner is 80%.
Right. Oh, unless you're Nordine. Nordine just came out with a 95% gas pack.
Yeah. Yeah. Western Flyer just came out with a new tricycle too.
Yeah.
Nordine. Seriously, really? Nordine, man?
Yeah, no, they really did. Really did.
So what about when it's freezing weather outside? What the hell's that machine full of water going to do?
Hey, man, I'm just don't shoot the messenger.
Well, remember the oil pack? Who made that
Yeah,
oil too?
I've never seen one in person.
Oh gosh, that was a trip, man. You want to talk about a heavy 3-ton package unit to move?
Yeah,
An oil pack. That was a trip.
I've seen pictures, but I've never seen one in person.
You got to admit that makes more sense just in theory than a condensing package unit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be outside, so something's going to freeze.
Oh yeah.
Hey Ted, I'm trying to date you. Were you working with those pre-charged line sets, those rubber things?
I was a kid. I mean, I'm 56 years old. I was born in 1962. So I'm not a female, so I don't get offended by age and dates and stuff, But as a teenager, we saw those. And I'll be honest with that's one thing I will do. I'll be straight and honest with whatever. I mean, can't change things just by coding them. So I wasn't allowed to touch them at that time. I was the you get under that house and wrap that trunk line, boy.
Yeah.
And that's why I hated HVAC and tried to go off and do my own crap and tried to tell my uncle, my dad, I don't want to work for my uncle. I don't want nothing to do with this crap. And I guess I was about 20 something and realized, hey, they were trying to show me how to make a living.
Yeah, because then I hear in one of your videos you used to do carpet cleaning or something, is what you said?
I had 3 businesses at one time. I had the carpet cleaning and I had a body shop. I painted my first car when I was 15, actually a Corvette, screwed it up pretty bad. You got to learn somehow. And then I had the heating and air thing because I started that being stubborn and not wanting to go their way and figuring it out. I actually went to the library and read books and came home and tried it and went back to the library and came home. By the time it was over with, I had rebuilt my electric furnace in a mobile home I lived in. And that's where the service end of it started. See, they weren't going to let me do any service. My uncles were really, really strict and they like beat their children and stuff, And so we were allowed to insulate pipe. Of course, we were allowed to go under the house with no mask and tear out the asbestos tape on the old oil furnace pipe. I mean, they wouldn't even let us spray it down or nothing, with water. Caught you with a Windex bottle, they made fun of you and took it away. But nonetheless, that was, I had to figure all that out on my own. So I went to the library and got started, and that was how all that happened, But to answer your question, though, by about 1985, I was really becoming exposed to, the machines instead of just the ductwork. Everybody starts, I guess, at the bottom. I certainly had to.
That's how I did. Yeah,
I had to. I had to wrap boots.
Yep.
Paint mastic.
Yep.
And one time I got really mad. Like, I've had long hair. I've been a musician my whole life, and I had long hair all my life. And I got really mad because one of my cousins that also worked for my uncle put some mastic in my hair,
Oh shit.
you know, and when I was young, I actually had a full. I mean, it was down my back, man. We're out there fighting in the yard, you know, the customer's house, everything, and I didn't give a crap who it was. I was fighting everybody over that, and that was the big quitting point right there. Actually, that was the big throwing the fit and getting in the getting in the truck and you know, going home and parked it. Actually, that wasn't even my truck. I just took off and said "F y'all," you know. And that was the one time my dad took up for me. He went out in the yard. My uncle came over there all pissed off because I took his truck from the job, you know. And my dad went out there and said, you know, y'all gonna make him mad one day and he's gonna hurt one of you. And I don't know what the hell he was talking about because my cousins were way tougher than me, man. But I got pretty mad that day. And so, you know, I got away from it for that. And I'll tell you what, I've almost never really wanted to insulate anything or do any install work since that, you know, but I paid my dues. I mean, you know, it was tough.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you've
mean,
been
you
in
had to
it
do
long
it. I
enough.
know you had to do duct work first before they let you touch the machine.
Fuck yeah, my dad. That's all my dad would let me do at first.
Yeah, yeah, you had to do the crap part, the damn insulating.
Yep.
I mean, who likes to insulate? Let's see a show of hands. Who likes to who likes to insulate plenums? I mean, you know, I still don't like lined plenums, but I buy them just so my guys, you know, I mean, I put up with it,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
really just don't believe that does anything for the air distribution characteristics, you know, a lined plenum.
We were the same way, you know, when I was still with dad. Uh we prefer the wrap, but shit, man, we could the guy the sheet metal shop we bought from, him and my dad been best friends for years. I mean, he would build our stuff cheaper than we could buy the material, you know.
Yeah, but John, your dad seems pretty cool, man. Mine was mean as hell.
Hey, look, my dad's a very cool guy. He really is, but he can be an asshole if you piss him off.
I don't know if these guys in here know about it, but one time when me and John were arguing in one of the things, John's dad came in and he said, you know, if we're not going to talk about HVAC, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a trip, man, and he's very sharp at what he does. He can and he's pretty cool, but he's got a mean streak if you piss him off.
So is he still doing it up there where
Oh
he
yeah.
on his own? I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Yeah,
so
he ain't
Did he replace you somehow, John?
so what about a change out or something?
he's
Does he
he's
get a
got a
helper?
he's got a sub, and
Oh, I got you.
he's got a couple guys, you know, that help him if he needs it, but the we even used the sub a couple times when I was there if we were overloaded and we were doing our own change outs. But the guy's really cool. He comes over there with a couple other guys. Everything runs through dad. He prices the job. He pays the sub. The customer doesn't even know. And we had even gave him our shirts. And they would wear our shirts when they
Oh
come
yeah.
do the change out for us.
Oh yeah. Good sub will be a company man for a day in a minute.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, look, he kept his mouth shut. He did his job. When we collected the money, he'd come to the house and we'd pay him, and that was it.
So your dad will still do like service calls and all himself though.
Oh yeah, he does just like you. You know, he gets
Yeah.
out there and runs calls, and if something's got to be changed out, he calls that guy. Guy comes and looks at it and says, "Okay, I'll charge you this much to do it."
Well, you do know why and how often and how many service calls I go on myself, don't you? I mean, you do know why I do it.
To make
Well,
videos.
Just to make the videos.
yeah, just to make the vid. Yeah,
Well, I take that back. And Sundays. I'm on call on Sundays always, just me.
yeah,
So I will go. I mean, because you know as well as I do, when it's summer and it's 95 and 100, it doesn't matter if it's Sunday, July 4th, whatever.
yep.
You need somebody going to, you know, there are those customers you can't make wait.
No, and that's how we did it. You know, we kind of slacked off on the 24-hour thing. We would always had the phone on, but if it was just somebody price shopping, we said the hell with that shit. But if it was one of our loyal customers that had been with us, we'd go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going. If it's 11 o'clock at night,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, you would think heating is the emergency, but it's not. People are so nice when they're cold. They're gonna just wrap up and
Oh,
wait
yeah.
on you. You let a man's house get hot, buddy,
Yes, sir.
and he can't do nothing with it. He can't go in there. We're waiting in the yard. Where you at?
Oh, yeah.
Every
But,
30 minutes calling you.
But those people that would call the phone and say, "Hey, how much is it?" Blah blah blah. We didn't even worry about that. But if Miss So and So called or Mister So and So, he didn't ask for a price. He just said, "Hey, my air's out. Can y'all come out?" Oh yeah, we'll be right over.
That's a
If
sure
it was
sign of getting a high price. You know it if the first thing they ask is how much is your service call.
right.
I mean, like, what does that matter? I could
Oh
say
yeah.
the service call is free, but a contactor's $300.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the hell does that
But
matter? How much is your service call?
but our loyals, they didn't do
Oh,
that.
it all kind of balances out, Like you look at other people's labor rates and that. Ted, I know you said you charge $90 for a service call, and I think you said for the first half
Yeah.
hour. I charge six. I start charging. It's either flat rate, or if it's something that's not on my flat rate, I charge hourly starting minute number one that I'm there.
We got guys here
So
that charge, you know what? And I think even Steve Lab, now I better not fully quote that, but I think he charges like the crane operators do here. They charge from the minute they leave the shop headed to your house.
Yeah.
for sure, Steve does charge travel time.
I just don't think that would float here. It's a little different in different areas.
It's the norm here.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Customers are
you
used to
start
it.
charging while you're on the way.
We didn't, but
The bigger companies do.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just, man,
Man, the way my dad did business and the way he taught me was it depended who it was. For somebody that has been with him or been with us, he would take care of you. He would treat, I mean, not that he treated people wrong, but you know what I'm saying.
people
Ted,
get priority. I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're saying. There's people that I would go and I don't know how often anybody else has seen this, but I get at least 2 or 3 a year. There's that light switch to the furnace in the attic, and the lady is carrying her Christmas tree up and down, whatever. And you go out, we got no air, we got nothing, no heat, no nothing. And all it is somebody flipped the switch off
Yep.
to the furnace.
Yep.
I can't charge for that, man.
We never did, especially our loyals, our loyal customers.
Yeah.
We didn't charge them for that.
And if they keep on and force you, but I mean, I just can't charge for that.
But you got good customers when they tell you, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry I wasted your time. How much do I owe you?" "Oh, don't worry about it." And they tell you, "No, you're not leaving this house without taking some money."
And they're absolutely going to remember you. They're going to call you back, and they're going to tell their neighbor.
Oh yeah.
So, as much as the computer took over and took away a lot of the word of mouth thing, and everything is review based now, but as much as that happened, there is still those all-star situations where that neighbor is absolutely going to tell their neighbors. Some of them get so touched by something like that they're telling neighbors when the neighbors don't have a problem.
Dude.
Yep.
You know how many change outs I did? How many change outs I've done over my 16 years with Dad when the phone would ring and when my mom was still living, or if my wife answered the phone and they said, "Hey, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so said that y'all were the best and we needed to call y'all."
And they don't even get another price.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, those are the days that I hope I don't ever see. They are getting a little thinner, but I hope I don't see them gone.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, what I've been doing real hard here lately, I was thinking about using YouTube for it. I'm seriously trying to find me some guy that'll, that really wants to be that all-star service tech. He'll come give me about 10 more years, maybe 12, and he could take over. He could have it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really trying to find that. I had it. I had the guy since 1994, really 93, but since 94, he's really worked full time with me. And he passed away. He was younger. He was 8 years younger than me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. He got, you know, he used to be tough. I mean, he used to be really tough, and diabetes tore him down,
Oh yeah.
and he wouldn't take care of himself. I threatened to move the office to make him quit eating at Long John Silver's, you know. I wasn't really going to move, but
You know, man, I'm
he,
not diabetic, and we don't really have a big family history of it. But I do know some diabetics that just don't take care of themselves.
you better take your medicine, and you better do what you're supposed to do if you're
Yeah.
diabetic, and you can live your mostly normal, at least the full length of life. But
Right.
depending on how bad it is, you know, some of them start losing limbs. But this guy had a heart attack and a stroke on the same night on a Sunday night, and he had been on a service call that Saturday night.
Holy shit.
And that Sunday night, he was just mangled. And about a year later, when he was almost rehabilitated, they did a double bypass on him, and he was doing good. And about 3 days later, it jerked loose, and he bled to death internally
Oh my God.
in like 90 seconds. And man, I had to give his parents, I had to sit there. It was terrible, dude. I mean, we had went back. I mean, you got to figure I was a little bit younger in 94. We went way back with his parents and everything, and they had to come and clean out his truck
Yeah.
and get all his stuff. And that just, I don't know how I couldn't have done it. I don't know what I would do. You know, I guess they were old enough. Plus they had 3 kids, and I've only got one biological child. I got 2 stepchildren, but I got one biological, and I just don't know what I'd do, man. You just take me with him, you know.
Right.
I don't think I could take it.
Yeah.
And so really the only service tech I got is my age. He's 55, and I mean, he's a clown anyway, man. I ain't gonna give him nothing, you know. But if some guy came, it's bad to say when I grew up with him, but if I could find me some 35, maybe 40-year-old dude that was sharp enough to really be the premium guy, he could take over and just pay me every month till I die, and he could have it. You know, I mean, I'm in my 29th year. It's an established business that does real well. But instead of selling out to somebody that's just going to trash it,
Yeah.
you know, I would just let him. After about 10 years, I'm 56. I'm not going to work my whole life. You know, after about 10 years, we would just start phasing him in, you know, as the guy that owns the place, and hand the keys off one day. And, you know, it's a hard story to believe. People that doesn't sound real believable, you know, but
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
heard that happen
what am I
a
going to
handful
do?
of times.
What am I going to do? I mean, if I don't have that star employee that can just take over, I mean, I ain't going to work till I fall over. So
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Just shut it down?
Hey Ted, how much are you doing in equipment sales a year? I'll move down there.
What I really do and what I really want to do is sell about 300 systems a year. That's all I really want to sell. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, but that's the good target.
One thing I always wondered about your company name. It's not a big deal. I'm just curious. Why don't you have the word air or AC or cooling in your company name?
It's just an old-fashioned way. And back in that day, I mean, this was mid 80s, you know, back in that day, anybody, even today, now this younger generation might not, but because I do get people ask me, do you also do air conditioning? You know, when they call up.
I wondered about that.
Yeah. You know, anybody my age would know that if you work on heat, you work on air.
Right.
But it's probably not anyway. So what nobody knows, I am changing the name. It's real slow. I mean, I've had that name since 1989. I've operated under my own name, but I can't sell that. Nobody's going to buy that. All I can do is sell the phone number.
What are you changing it to?
Well, it's not a top secret or nothing. I mean, it's already, you know, the entity already exists, so nobody can steal it, but it's Central Air Unlimited.
Oh, okay.
And the same logo, the same. I mean, nothing will change on the wraps. Nothing will change anywhere. But
Right.
Ted, why don't you think you can sell that? I'm just curious
because
because we've got two big companies around here. One was called Neil Harris, one called Bob Hamilton. Both of them really big companies. 40, 50
yeah.
truck companies, and they sold no problem with
Well, I'm a
that
5
name.
truck company, and I absolutely did not want the 3rd, 4th, or 5th, and I sure ain't going to get a 6th. So I've been fighting growth forever, and I'm not going to grow. I'll just tell you that it ain't going to happen. I would lose. I mean, see, I have some things to sell that nobody has. Nobody has my ratings, not even close, not even almost close. But that's only because I'm small enough that I can really micromanage everything and I can see every job. You can't tell me that company with 15 trucks or 40 trucks, whatever. There's no one owner there that absolutely has total quality control.
Oh no.
No.
You have to trust managers. You have to trust
Yep.
human beings. You have to trust whoever. And, nobody really cares like the guy whose name and butt is on the line. Nobody really cares like he does. And so I'm just not going to, I'm just not going to grow. And I just don't think I can sell a, modest sized company that has my name on it. I just don't think I can. So I'm going to slowly do it. I'm not going to lose any of my stuff. I've already talked to Angie's List and Home Advisor, the Better Business Bureau, everybody. Those are the big three. Those are the three in my mind that matter on the internet, and I've already been talking to them slowly, and I'm going to do it slow, and I'm going to make sure locally that I don't lose any footprint, and I'm going to slowly change it over, and then that way I can sell it. Because right now, if I wanted to sell out, all I could sell is a phone number.
Well, Ted, I know somebody that owned a company. Their name was on it, and somebody bought it with their name on it, and they still run with that guy's name on the side of that truck.
Well, Mr. Hand to Ceiling and Ceiling Fan guy, I really do appreciate that comment. But what'd you do, man? Did you fall out of your chair? You all right
No,
over there?
yeah.
Oh, you don't have your camera mounted, so it's just sitting there. I got you. Yeah, so you don't want nobody to see what you're doing either.
I I have heard from somebody. I don't remember who told me that, but they did say if you have a service company like heating, air, plumbing, whatever, that if you plan to sell it, it's not a good idea to have your name on it.
Yeah, I would
you know,
agree with that.
If I
But
had a
if it's
big
already
enough
existing, I
company,
don't know if it's that big of a deal.
like he's talking about, a big enough company,
right.
I think that might be different. But
Yeah,
when
true.
I'm trying to sell, 8 rednecks in a duffel bag, I'm trying to sell. I mean, there's some property and equipment and some trucks and stuff. There'll be a turnkey operation. I just would much rather it was an in-house guy. I would just much rather somebody came and just earned the legacy and was part of the team.
Well,
And
where I work at, that's how it is. The guy that owns it now was an in-house guy that had been there for years.
see, my son's a pastor,
Okay.
and he ain't gonna he's not gonna climb under a house. He's just not gonna
Right.
do it.
Right.
And like I was forced after school and summers and teenagers, I wouldn't do that to him. I just wouldn't do it. Now he did do some of my stuff. He did do the carpet cleaning, the steam cleaning stuff in the summer during college and all. He did. I've still got a couple of those trucks.
Right.
He did do that, but and I keep one around for just to have. Uh, you can get into some cleanup situations in the heating and air business. You do lose a ceiling every now and then, and it's a real mess with water when people are out of town. Um, it's not every year, and it's not always my system, thank God. But messes do happen, so it's handy to have the big, powerful steam cleaning truck. And we do our own houses with it, but nonetheless, I got nobody to take it over. So it's going to have to be a sellable thing for retirement. What do people do that are like the guy, Adam, a little while ago was talking about, a job offer. I'm sure that crosses his mind is, benefits and retirement. You can't offer yourself a heck of a lot of that. Um, so there is that. Like, you're going to either have to build up something that's sellable or work till you fall over, you know?
Ted, like my biggest problem is finding good, reliable employees that know what they're doing. And like I watch your videos, and I've kind of learned a lot as a business owner on how you treat your employees. And I'm not stingy to my guys, but like you're buying your guys lunch every day.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
That's nothing, man.
No, but like it is something. Like that means a lot to guys. You know what I mean? Like you're getting a warm meal every day. That's I'm sure a lot of guys would look at that and
To them, it's $50 a week that they were going to have to spend. To them, to me, it's a win-win. I mean, it's a win both ways. They stay on the job, they're devoted to the job. But it's hard to find. I mean, the problem you say you got, we all have that problem, man. It's terribly hard. That's why I'm not going to have 19 guys and 11 trucks on the road like we did in 90, 1, 2, 3, when we did new construction. Now, that's another thing. I friggin' hate new construction, man.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the few videos I did, of very few houses, the big specialty ones or whatever. I'll do those customs. But honestly, a builder, and I hope none of your dads are builder or anything. I mean, a builder can just kiss my butt, man. I ain't gonna work for no builder.
Yeah, that's how my dad.
They're screwed up, buddy. They're just, man. They're the other thing. Here's what ain't right about that. They're out of it in 1 year. That's how long they're liable. I don't know if other states are different, but here a builder is liable for his house for 1 year. I mean, we got 10, man.
Yeah.
At least 5, but usually 10. And so we have to care more than they do.
Yeah.
And we make 12, 15,000 on the house, and they make 80,000. And they're out of it in a year. So I don't care much for builders.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Won't you send me some of that Carolina barbecue and some bull peanut?
Well, I got some buddies that are into that, man, that do pretty good at it.
I love that mustard barbecue sauce from Carolina.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, that's just something we see so much of. It ain't nothing special to me. I'll tell you what I hate is brisket. I don't understand that. Who the heck would take red meat and use barbecue sauce on it? Why would you ruin a piece of beef or red meat? I don't get that.
you don't need to put barbecue sauce on. I smoked me a brisket all summer long. That and ribs. I smoke it, and you don't need barbecue sauce.
Well, whatever they put on it, it's just in that family. I just don't like brisket. I'm a ribeye guy, I don't even like filet mignon. I don't even like that. I like ribeyes.
Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel, Tim?
What, it doesn't show there?
No.
Where's my little?
It says Michael.
Oh, you know what?
Look up in the chat.
It's anti DIY HVAC.
Oh,
you gotta watch his
videos before.
Yeah, the Michael thing, man. That I filled out one of those last name first, first name last, middle name whatever. I filled it out wrong, and that's my middle name. And I tried to change it. I don't know, whatever. I think I looked at it one time, and wasn't much changing it once everything was done. So I didn't care. I left it alone.
Yeah.
I think I watched one of your videos where you changed a reversing valve out on a train.
Oh God.
Yeah, you got to take the whole top off and all.
You know why I videoed that? I mean, that's not something to brag on, is your failures, of some company you really love. But I mean, if you think you're going to find a machine that doesn't fail, you're a friggin' idiot. But
yeah,
they're gonna fail, man. I mean, we just fail the least. That's all, but we still fail. And I was so mad that I had to fix that machine because of how young it was. I think it was about a year old. And that just really, really just ticked me off that I had to fix that. That customer didn't
Yeah, I
deserve
saw
it.
that
I
video.
didn't deserve it. I mean, none of us deserve that, especially the customer.
I remember watching that video, man. That
Reversing valves suck, man.
but especially that one, man. That son of a bitch was in a
Yeah,
bad
Behind
spot.
the
you
compressor.
took the whole thing apart, didn't you? Pretty much.
Well, the thing is, I could have. Yeah, I mean, some guys would have took the compressor out.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you saying that.
That's probably what I.
If it had
I
been a
thought-
rotor lock, you better believe I would have. But
Yeah, true.
I don't think it was. I think it was sweated in. But the thing is, I was so pissed off at. So I made that video to try to force the FSR to watch it because he didn't side with me on that. And I was like, dude, you just tell me how that this pissant labor allowance you're giving me. I mean, it was something ridiculous, you know. I mean,
It covers all that work.
I'm
We'll
gonna
give
tell
you
you,
$120.
here's the biggest beef I have with Train. This is it right here. You know, as a TCS dealer, we can change out a new piece of equipment without any authorization. Like if I go get a heat pump and I put it in and it leaks Freon a month later, I can just take it, field scrap it, do what I want with it, go get a new one, put it in, and take the credit. I don't even have to get it approved. I can take it.
See, here, Ted, let me interrupt you. That's messed up because as a distributor state, that's not the case. That's absolutely not the case.
Well, I'm not, there's no middleman with me. I'm the guy. Whereas the distributor, they're the guy, and you're just the.
It's interesting how there's different levels of rules for Train.
Yeah, but listen to this. This is what really pisses me off. Okay, and late at night I'll start using a little more comfortable language. I try not to talk like that. It really, really, really ticks me off, man. Guess how long that period of time? It's called customer satisfaction, or it's called consumer satisfaction guarantee from Train. Guess how long the period of time is for that?
1 year.
60 days. No, if it was 1 year, I'd friggin' celebrate. Here's the thing. Here's what happens. And here's another product to add to that. You know, I said there was only 3. I think I've made it 4. Now it's going to be 5. I won't buy a baseline condensing like an XB furnace. I won't buy a right discharge one. Ain't going to do it. Not going to buy a right discharge downflow right.
You mean you won't buy a XB furnace if you have to do a horizontal right?
Correct. I'll put an S9 in.
Oh.
I mean, it's just happened to me too many times. They fail. They give problems. You know, I just won't do it. It's late and I forgot what made me bring that up, but that is another product of Trains that I won't buy, like an XB, a regular TUC, whatever furnace. Well, no, that would be a TDC, right?
Aren't all Train furnaces, aren't they all horizontal left? So like all upflows would lay on their left and like all counterflows would also lay on their left, would it just be reversed?
No, the upflows are all left and the downflows are all right. So you can have downflow and right, or you can have upflow and left.
And then S9, the S9s are multi.
The S9s are 3 ways, and then they have a designated down. I don't think you can downflow an S9 without it being designated, but
no.
But it'll take either horizontal position and upflow.
So one thing I like about ICP, like the Arco airs and all that, you just flip that sucker upside down and boom, you're on your way.
Yeah, but what about that name, man? Can't you get something else? Can't you get Tempstar or Comfort Maker or something?
For what? What are you saying?
Well, I'm saying if you've got to sell the product.
I don't sell. I stopped selling it. I was selling it. I was doing it for like foreclosures and that, and then like the prices went up, and I'm like, it's not even worth doing it anymore. I don't care, you know.
Let's see if we can think of what the worst brand name is. I always thought Rudd or Rude was a stupid name, but look at this, Keep Right. How the hell are you going to sell that, man? Keep Right? How are you going to sell that? Another one they had, I can't remember who had it. Day and Night.
That's ICP.
Oh, it was?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it was,
ICP didn't do the best job naming their equipment.
Yeah, BDP, Bryant, Day and Night, and Payne. So
yeah, I think Comfort Maker's a decent name. I was able to sell that okay, and it makes sense.
Comfort Maker's a good name, but Keep Right.
That makes sense.
The Comfort Makers, after they switched over, well, you know, when they were Comfort Maker, and they now that they're actually like a carrier product, they're definitely better now, in my opinion, than what they were.
And
Dude, they're the same, man.
I'm not even a fan of the Temp Star name. I mean, just that star.
It's
Temp
better than
Star.
Heil, though.
It's better than Heil. Heil is a garbage truck.
Yeah.
Or the mechanism on the back of the garbage truck. But,
well, if you're going to a Jewish person house, they don't think Heil Hitler when you go in there.
Well, now, aren't they all literally the same furnaces? Like,
yeah,
they're all the same.
No, the furnaces are still made by the same patents, facilities, and everything that ICP had. Carrier just engulfed the condensers and the package units.
No, they're all made in Indianapolis.
Comfort Maker, I can tell you for a fact, Comfort Maker is the same as Carrier, and is the same as Bryant, is the same as Arco Air. The furnaces are interchangeable.
Same parts. Yeah, it's changed.
You can look at the same part numbers, everything.
The furnaces are identical. Everything's identical now.
So what year was the actual when United Technologies bought them out? What year was that?
I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
That must have been prior to, like, I didn't sell them till 09, 2010, and a little bit of 11.
I think it was somewhere in that area.
So what first happened was the package units were immediately, what do you want to call it? Put into the same factory, but the air handlers and the furnaces remained the ICP manufacturing facilities, and the condensers and the package units real quickly started to look exactly alike. Because I know if you look back and these goofy looking carriers, and you never saw an ICP look like that. Remember the ones that had the door you had to take apart to get to the board and the blower?
Yep.
Yes.
You never saw an ICP look like that.
No.
And remember the furnace, the newer furnace, there's a newer one that has the dang induced draft hanging outside of the door.
Yeah.
Show me an ICP that looks like that.
No, well, one of the guys in the chat said that it took place in 99.
No, I think maybe when they purchased, but not when they started making them.
Yeah, now the purchase may have taken place back then, but they didn't start copying Carrier's equipment back in 99.
Right. No, because actually we did like a run of Comfort Maker installs, and the Comfort Maker furnaces were not like Carrier furnaces.
No. Now I don't deny that the purchase took place in 99, but they didn't start building the equipment identical to Carrier in 99.
Literally though, when you go to Indianapolis, when you walk in the doors, depending on what distributor is going that day is what brand of equipment they have out there. Could be Heil, could be Comfort Maker, could be Bryant.
He says it was 2012.
Yeah, he said the purchase took place in 99, but the copying, like the equipment copying, started in 2012.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's still not. Here's a good way to look at it. This is a way that we can all win the argument of the place we stand on, because nobody will be able to deny this. Comfort Maker, ICP and Carrier are not near as much the same as Train and American Standard are, because they're friggin' exact.
Well, so is ICP Carrier though.
It is now.
Not. They're identical, man. The only thing they change is
then
outdoor
show
unit
me
cover.
then show me the ICP furnace that has that stupid ass door with the induced draft motor hanging outside of the door.
No, that was pre 2012. They didn't do that.
I saw one the other day. It wasn't very old. No, it's not a flat door.
You're right. ICP did not make that furnace. They never made one with that stupid door. That was only Carrier and Bryant that did that. But nowadays, there's absolutely no difference.
The outdoor units, they changed the color and the cabinet a little bit, but that's it.
Yeah, and the furnaces and the coils.
The
and
furnaces are identical.
So are the air handlers. And
yeah,
the
and
Carrier still has a little bit of a bulge for their condenser cage, for the fan.
They changed the cabinet a little bit on the outdoor unit.
Now we're talking base model. They're almost identical. Now, when you start getting up in SEER, ICP calls it the deluxe, then they look completely different.
But they're still pretty much the same damn thing. They just changed the cabinet.
Right.
They come off the same assembly line.
I appreciate that, Boxer. Thank you for the shout out.
Well, I'm not trying on it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a party pooper, but I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it is getting about 1:45, isn't it?
2:45 here.
No, it's 2:40 something here.
Yeah.
Those are really.
I was talking to you guys earlier. You're all living the life O'Reilly. I'm working. I get here late, and then you guys are all going to bed. What's going on?
I am going to bed. Hey, Ted, thanks for coming in, dude.
Yeah, I usually don't do that at home.
I know,
but the daughter's not here. I knew I could swipe her webcam.
Well,
and they all went to bed, so
anytime, any Saturday night, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, I have a ball in here, man. I just usually have to stay on the type, because behind me here is the main. Like, I don't have an office at home. The computer that I use is out in the main where the TV and all that is.
Well, you could just hide your face, man, but you come in here anytime.
Yeah, but they're making all kind of racket and crap. I'd need some kind of.
You got to get you a man cave at the house, dude.
Ted, I'm in the garage right now.
I have one, and it's 26 by 48, and that's where those 6 Harleys are, man, and all kind of other crap, and it's just stuffed. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna do any more getting. If I get anything, she's gonna leave my ass, man. I can't have any more of anything.
That's funny.
Taking over the world like everywhere, and that ain't cool. Who was the dude with his mic muted a minute ago?
I don't know.
It had a name, but it had a little.
It might have been Michael. He might have left out.
Mike was muted.
I think Mike left a while ago.
Oh yeah, and Mr. Ken dropped out too. Yep. Well, I'm dropping out too. I'm going to bed.
I enjoyed it, guys, man.
I did too, Ted. I'm glad you came in, Ted.
I'll see y'all next week. Yeah.
Sounds good,
I look forward to talking in the future,
Sure, man. I'm going to be gone Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Hopefully get some stories to bring back to some of the YouTube guys. I mean, they don't let us take pictures in the plant,
Yeah.
They'll take a few for you.
All the factory tours I've been on, they told us the same thing. No pictures, no video.
Right. Yeah. But we'll get some clowning around stuff at night, and we'll get something in the Cowboys stadium. I don't know if there's any Cowboys fans in here, but
I enjoy it.
I'm not really a Cowboys fan, but actually I'm not at all a Cowboys.
Oh, wait. No, you fucking Cowboys. I was talking about Cowboys and HVAC. Yeah, me too. No, fuck the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go. That's more to John I know right there. Now that's more what I was expecting to hear. But if you had a chance to go through all their locker rooms, and
I would
walk up in there and take a selfie.
Absolutely.
I can't promise the middle finger. I mean, I can't say for sure. Like, if there's a big logo and nobody's looking, and I'm right there, the finger could come up.
Man,
it could happen.
If I hate the Dallas Cowboys because the Saints and the Cowboys hate each other. But if I got a chance to go tour that stadium, I would absolutely go. But I'm telling you, I would have to take one picture on the 50-yard line, flipping off that fucking star.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If I get the right shot at something, it's gonna happen. But
Or I'd have to bring like a big fleur-de-lis with me and lay it on top of that star or something. I mean, I don't know.
If you could print me out a big John Israel thing with the bird and I could roll it out and lay it out there right quick and take a picture for you, make it look like you did it. I mean, I guess that's a little, it was a good thought, but
It don't have to be a John Israel thing. It's just a big fleur-de-lis, the big Saints logo.
ooh, and lay that.
Lay it right on top that star on the 50-yard
What would you give me
line.
for that, John? What would that be worth to you?
I don't know, man. That'd be pretty cool.
What about a Bears logo? Well, Adam's from Chicago. I thought maybe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit, my bad, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have any pro team that I can really cling on to.
No, because you're in the Well, yeah, you do. You got the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you have them.
No, I don't want them.
Yeah, I ain't finna do that. And the Falcons ain't no good, man. So
no, now you're starting to really talk enemy with New Orleans.
Right. So what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'll tell you what. I was a Deshaun Watson fan. I really was.
Oh yeah, he was a hell of a ball player.
I'd love to see him get somewhere with Houston or whoever it is he plays for.
Yeah.
I'm still not a fan. I said I was a fan of him. But now I'm an old-time pro ball. Any of them that haven't changed cities and I can still remember who and where and what they were, the Saints never changed.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Yeah. Right.
You want to do the Super Bowl shuffle with me, Ted?
The Super Bowl shuffle? What's that?
Super Bowl shuffle? Huh?
What is the Super Bowl shuffle?
That's what the 85 Bears came up with when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, I remember that. Now, when the Bears had Dick Butkus, nobody's old enough to remember him. You really
I don't remember seeing, but I know who he is.
Do you know what his number was?
No.
Nobody can name Dick Butkus's number.
Mm-mm.
He was number 51. And he was one of the meanest son of a bitches ever to play pro football.
Yeah. I just want to go on the record as saying that the Saints were screwed this year, and we're the real Super Bowl champions.
Now, y'all got robbed, man.
Yeah, we did. We
really real did. Bad. Well, y'all weren't the only ones that got robbed. Didn't who else got robbed?
Kansas City.
Well, the Chiefs said he lined up off sides.
Yeah, that was a bullshit call.
Or maybe he didn't. Who knows?
Did you watch the Bears last game?
No.
It's the Bears, though, man.
Bears eat beats, man. We don't watch the Bears.
If you look at it now, if the Saints would have went, I wanted them to play the Patriots because I wanted Drew Brees to go out by beating Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. But if you look at the two games, the way that they ended, it should have been a New Orleans, Kansas City Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been an awesome Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be careful because there's a lot of Tom Brady fans, but, he can kiss my butt.
I don't like Tom Brady, but I respect him because he's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah.
But that costume, that Halloween costume of his jersey and a flat football.
Yeah.
The door trick or treat.
Yeah.
That was
like I said, I don't like him. I'm not, I don't like him, but I respect him.
That's how it was with Brett Favre.
Yeah, I liked Brett Favre though, man. Brett Favre was legit.
Gosh, I feel so old, man, because I know Dick Butkus and Joe Namath and
Joe Montana,
Bark Star and Montana. Yeah, those are all my heroes.
I know I was really young when he was playing. Montana was a beast, dude.
He was, man. He was awesome.
Yeah.
What about Larry?
I grew up playing Joe Montana football on Sega Genesis.
Dude was a beast.
Yeah, we had Pong. We didn't have
Pong
on the TV, man. We had that, and I mean, when I was watching TV, they signed off at 1:30 in the morning, played the national anthem, and the static went on, and that was it. There was no cable.
Yeah.
I'm only 56, but God.
Well, hell, but then you look at it though, it's going back to that. Cable is fixing to be a thing of the past too, with fucking Netflix and Hulu and all this other stuff.
We're getting ready to cancel that because we just got Hulu. I think we're done with it.
Yeah, we did. We don't have cable right now because we don't watch it. I have Sling TV, and I can watch all my football and everything on there.
What
Yeah, I've got
internet do you
YouTube
have?
TV.
Yeah,
What internet you got, John?
Cox.
Yeah, but I mean, what is it? Is it DSL or
No,
not
it's
cable?
fucking. No, it's well, I don't know. I mean, we don't have a cable box where we actually watch cable TV. It's.
But
I
you
think
do
we have.
have cable internet.
It's fiber optic, whatever the hell that is.
Oh, that's DSL. That's not DSL, but that's the same thing as AT&T calls. What do they call that? Uverse.
Uverse.
Yeah.
So
I
is it
just got
good?
rid of that.
Obviously, it's good because you have good streams. So obviously,
Yeah. Well, when I first moved here, I didn't. I had to cut a few of them short because I had fucking AT&T internet, and they didn't have the Uverse here. So I had to go to this other company called Cox. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of Cox, but and now it's great now.
that's
You guys
worth.
have Comcast down there?
No.
We got Comcast down here.
I just got rid of AT&T because my internet was like completely freezing up all the time.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, I had a couple live streams that I couldn't even finish. I had to shut them down.
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too. I'm out
All
of here.
right,
Hey,
take it easy.
thank y'all all for coming in. And Ted, thanks again, bud.
Yeah, man. Catch you next time.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Later, Adam. See you guys later.
See you, Ted. Have a good night.